San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego? On a happy Monday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We had a fun weekend in football, did we not? Did we not have a fun weekend in football? I mean, Friday night was a little bit, that was rough if you're a Ducks fan. Got to pour one out for Nicky P. Got to pour one out for Derek and La Mesa. Got to pour one out for Drake Hills. That was a tough showing for the Oregon Ducks. Let me tell you, that was a tough showing for the Oregon Ducks on Friday. Absolutely rough. That showed really how good Indiana football is. I mean, just how good Indiana is. Now Mark Cuban's sitting sideline. He's on the field for all these games. Guy didn't attend a single game when he was in college in Indiana. Have we found Mark Cuban's new gig? Aside from being a billionaire or whatever it is, whatever his wealth is, I'm sure it's a billionaire. Instead of being the guy on the side, on the sitting courtside, yelling at the officials in the Mavericks games, he's gonna be doing that for Indiana football.
That's what happens when you're no longer the mystery man. You can actually enjoy these things that you're putting money into.
Why is he doing it for basketball? It's easier to win in basketball, and Indiana's got a tradition of basketball, and he used to own the Mavericks. I mean, now at this point, let's start pumping money in the Indiana Hoosiers.
What is it that you say all the time? Football makes all the money.
It does make all the money.
So
He doesn't get any return on his investment. He gets no return on his investment. You're just paying for fun. You're the guy at the country club, like, oh yeah, I went and got Mendoza. Look how cool I am. That's the only thing you get out of it, and your team winning a national championship. That's fun, I guess. That's a very hefty price to pay to have your team win a national championship. I guess it asks the question, like, if money was no issue, how much you tried to spend to win a natty? How about this too? And we're gonna get to more football in here in a second, but how about this too? With college football. Phil Knight's got to be pulling his hair out right now because Mark Cuban did in 2 seasons what Phil Knight's been trying to do for like 40 years, and that is get Oregon to the national championship and get him to win a national championship. Mark Cuban writes checks for 2 years and bang, Indiana, national championship. They'll be taking on Miami a week from today. Should be a fun deal. We should go watch somewhere. We've been on the watch party phrase, Frank.
Yeah,
we've been on the watch party. We're on a heater right now. Now, Friday after the show, I went to Pitchers. Me and my friends went and watched Oregon play Indiana. That was an awful game. It just was not. I mean, from the get-go, you had Oregon throw a pick 6 on the first play of the game, and I was like, ruh-roh.
This ain't gonna be good.
No, it's not. This isn't gonna end well. I mean, Dan Lanning did the right thing. He immediately goes to Dante Moore and he's in his ear, like, "Hey, it's a long game, dude. You can't check out after one play." I mean, being down 7-0 is one thing, but I mean that game was crazy at the beginning. I mean, a quick pick 6. I can tell you from experience. I mean, this season we played Mission Hills. First play of the game, Aiden Smith-McGlynn knocked the ball out after he got beat on a route. Jumped on the ball. Next play, next play. I almost said Oregon touchdown. Well, Oregon's offered Honor Falave. They could have used Honor Falave on Friday. Honor Falave ripped off a touchdown. You're up 7-0. We were down like 2 touchdowns. I think a touchdown or 2 touchdowns at halftime. So like anything can happen in the game. If that happens that early, it's okay. You can come back and be able to win that football game. But Indiana's got bigger dudes and badder dudes and faster dudes. I mean, they outclassed Oregon in all facets of the game. And they're just better. There's nothing like you could be that upset about if you're Oregon. I mean, Oregon's a hell of a football team. Indiana's just that much better. I go back to the year Georgia won the national championship. The last time they won a national championship, ain't nobody beating Georgia. That team was just so much better than everybody else. We'll see what Miami does, but you could have a situation where Monday's game is Indiana by 50 points because of how much better they've been than everybody else. I mean, Miami's been grinding out a lot of football games. They've been playing a lot of good football games against good opponents. That was a thriller against Ole Miss on Thursday. Their game against Texas A&M was a fun one to watch. But I'm just telling you, the Indiana Hoosiers just look way better than everybody else. And as much as you want to call them an underdog because you're not used to that logo being important in football, that's a high-level payroll right there that's winning football games in the college football playoff. So that was Friday. Saturday started the NFL action for us. We're going to dive deeper into every single one of these games. We'll talk a lot of NFL football that happened over the weekend. I know you guys were out in full force. Frank and I went out with some friends out to Pacific Beach yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the Bills watch party. That place is off the hook.
Yes, it was.
The PB Local had the Bills watch party. I know there's a couple other Bills watch parties out there. I know Park 101 up in North County is the chapter for the Bills up in North County, but that was a heck of a football game, and that was fun. And that's the thing. That's why it's fun going to some of these watch parties. You get the energy that you wouldn't get if you watched it at home.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Perez was saying that when we were driving home last night. We stayed till about halftime of the Chargers game down in PB where they were playing, the Patriots. Talk about that. That was fun. Don't you enjoy that, San Diego Charger fans? Didn't you enjoy last night? I enjoyed last night. I could not believe we are approaching. I can't remember the exact date, Frank, of when the Chargers left San Diego. I remember where I was when I saw the little BS letter that they put out late at night. I remember driving home from the gym, seeing that with the stupid new LA Charger logo. It looked fake before they started having fake stuff on social media. I remember that, and I remember the next day, because I was home from Christmas break. I remember the next day being at Rocky's Crown Pub, reading, watching all this stuff on TV. I couldn't, the level of pain was insane. I could be today. Today could be the anniversary.
Happy 8-year anniversary.
8 years?
Mm-hmm.
It has been 10 yet? Nope. I feel like it's been 10. I mean,
2017.
we are drastically approaching the 10-year mark of the Chargers not being here anymore. And let me tell you, As I watched the game last night, I remember saying and the thing was they kept showing the highlights of the 2006 game, which that to me will forever be the game that cost San Diego the Chargers. That was the game where they lost to the Patriots when they were 14-2, when they had probably their best chance of winning a Super Bowl in probably Chargers history, because even when they went to the Super Bowl before like a real salary cap. It was kind of a fake salary cap. It was kind of like the luxury tax that you get right now in Major League Baseball, where the Niners were just loaded. They never really had a chance in that game. But I tell you what, in 2006, they had a chance to win the Super Bowl that year. And if Marlon McCree hangs on to that football, as much as it's not his fault. I mean, things happen. You can't hold it all against Marlon McCree. He holds on to that ball. They go to the Super Bowl. I guarantee you there's a brand new stadium in Mission Valley. How did the Padres get a brand new stadium? They went to the World Series. And then everybody voted for them to get a new stadium. That was the moment the Chargers left for LA. It was that moment. And so you look at it now, it's been 8 years. And I was at the bar yesterday at Tavern watching the game. We watched, absolute. You want to talk about absolute cinema? That Niners-Eagles game at the watch bar, cinema. And again, we'll talk about the other NFL games in a second. But I look at that Chargers game, and I remember they're showing the highlights of the 2006 game. They showed the highlights of the 1963 AFL championship that was played down at Balboa Stadium, where San Diego High plays now. The only championship that the city of San Diego has was that AFL championship where the San Diego Chargers beat down the Boston Patriots. And then they showed the other highlights again of the Chargers playing the Patriots in the playoffs, and it was all San Diego. And I turned to my buddy Will. My buddy Will, he used to work at the station. He's still a diehard Chargers fan. He refuses to wear anything LA. He reps all San Diego stuff. He still calls them the San Diego Chargers. He is the guy that's in denial. He is the guy that does not have a grip of reality when it comes to where the Chargers play and all that other stuff. And I know there's a lot of you out there that continue to live in the fantasy land. It makes you happy. You know what? That's fine. But I turned to him like, if you would have told me 10 years ago that what am I, 30? At 20-year-old me, if you were to tell 20-year-old me that at age 30, I would be at a bar rooting for the New England Patriots over the Chargers in a playoff game, I would have told you you're freaking nuts. But that's what I was doing. They caused the fumble. I'm standing up at the bar, pointing first downs. We're doing the first down signals. We're like, move them. It's fired up. Everybody walked by, Drake May, Drake May, Drake May, Drake May, Drake May, Drake May. I couldn't believe what I was doing. But you know what? One of my other friends said the same thing. Now, he's a Cowboys fan. He's the Cowboys fan, Perez, that Tony likes to make fun of on the show all the time during the afternoon.
He's the Cowboys fan that likes to go to the Bills bar wearing a Cowboys back-to-back Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did do that yesterday, too.
Not a soul recognized it.
We'll talk about the bandwagon fandom that is the wagons, that is the Buffalo Bills fans in San Diego. How do you let a guy in wearing the back-to-back Super Bowl champion hat of the Dallas Cowboys into the Bills party? And by the way, none of the Bills fans had any idea who the Cowboys played in those Super Bowls. Not one. But anyway, he said, I don't know how Braden does it because I can't root against this. It's my logo. I can't root against that logo. And I said, I'll be honest with you. That Chargers logo means absolutely nothing to me now. It means nothing to me. It had nothing. It means absolutely nothing to me. It's not even the same logo sometimes. Uniforms, all that stuff. I mean, they have sweet uniforms. I would love to see Justin Herbert rocking the powder blue here in San Diego. It'd be sick. I'd be all in favor for it. If they came back, if they announced today they were moving back, I'd be all for it. I'd be the first one in line for season tickets. I have no connection with them. They don't represent me anymore because they represent LA. And so I found myself rooting for the Patriots, which I thought I'd never do. I like Mike Vrabel. I like Drake May. It's not the evil empire that it used to be with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. It's just a way different vibe now in New England. By the way, I think the New England team's probably going to choke at some point during the playoffs. But it's just that logo doesn't mean anything anymore. And I found myself rooting for the Patriots. Absolutely rooting for the Patriots. There are a lot of Patriots fans there. I will say this. As we went around PB, the fan base that actually looked the most like their fan base was the New England Patriots fans. They actually looked like they were from Boston and New England. A lot of Bills fans, I don't know, I was a little sus on some of the Bills fans out there at the Bills watch party. I mean, Perez had a good idea. He's like, you should start asking them if they know who CJ Spiller is. See what their answer is. I mean, the fact that nobody except for our friend Sam and one other guy noticed the hat and then got upset about it tells you what you need to know about some of the Bills fans out there. I mean, what are we doing? Are we just Josh Allen fans?
Bro, notice the hat. So we're at a table, right? Guy walks past the table, notices Perez's hat, starts to rip on him, and then immediately knocks over Sam's drink. So just completely undermines. It was a water. Completely undermines any bleep talk that he was about to do by knocking over the drink. It was hilarious.
He felt so bad after, but he needed to be held back. I thought he was going to kill Perez. He was just like chomping. He was a rabid dog, man. He was just after it. I'm like, all right, well, okay, you pass. You pass it, buddy. By the way, foul on Juan Ruiz for not. He said he was going to show up the pitchers on Friday. He didn't. Starts the fouls for the week.
He draws the foul.
I saw a decent amount of Chargers fans, but not a lot. And I told people, and I told my buddy Will, again, I was like, look, man, in an alternate reality, we are at a watch bar for this. It's probably powered by 97.3. We probably got all three shows there. We're probably living and dying on the Chargers. This entire strip on Garnett is probably Charger fans everywhere, and it's probably a great time. But we're not in that reality. And I start seeing, and here's the thing. If you're going to be, like, I respect Will on the rep in the San Diego gear only, refuses to buy the LA gear. I respect him for that. I respect Denzel Perryman for doing the same thing as a player who allegedly has never worn an LA Charger anything as a player. He only wears the San Diego Charger stuff. But, like, if you're a San Diego guy, I got to say this. This is a foul. I'm going to rip the Chargers as much as I can. It's fun. It's fun to do. There's nowhere for you guys to get the content of the Chargers anyway on, like, radio. But it's fun. It's fun. And you guys sometimes you get upset about it. You get super upset about it. It's like, oh, you should root for the team. No, I don't. I don't have to root for anybody I don't want to root for. But I will say this. If you're a San Diego Charger fan and you still rep the Chargers and you bought LA gear, that is a massive foul. You automatically win Sock of the Week, Frank. Foul for anybody, any San Diegan that still reps the Chargers, that bought anything that says LA on it. No. Unless you're a Dodgers fan, like, it makes no sense. But what a glorious day it was watching that game yesterday. Poor Justin Herbert's 0 for 3 in playoff appearances. And as much as everybody says, like, oh, like Herbert, so Herbert can't get the job done. He's missing both of his tackles. I mean, his offensive line.
Brother was running for his life.
Frank
all night.
Marchese was playing guard last night for the LA Chargers.
You're
not blocking any of those guys.
I was playing guard post haircut. If Herbert still had that hair, I'm giving it my best effort. You will not touch the main.
See, I respect Rod. He doesn't rep the LA Charger gear. That's fine. That's fine. But he was getting massacred every play. I mean, massacred. Herbert's not the problem. The most of the time that you get the Herbert slander is from other teams whose quarterbacks get, the raw end of the deal from national media, and they have to, like, go pick apart all the other quarterbacks, a.k.a. Cowboys fans, comes to Dak Prescott. Here's the thing, Cowboys fans, the media is just going to trash you because you were the New England Patriots when most of these media members were young. That's it. There's nothing else you can say about it. They're just always going to trash you. Just embrace it. You just got to embrace the hate. I'd say the same thing for the Charger fans out there, too. The Charger fans are always trying to stick it to San Diego people and stick it to San Diegans. They're always trying to stick it to Padres fans because they're all upset that nobody wants to root for their team because there's no reason to root for their team. Just embrace the hate. Just embrace it. Nobody's going to like you or your team. Like, just embrace it. Like, there's fans out there like that. There's not. Just embrace the fact that people are going to hate you. I try to tell my buddy that with the Cowboys. Everybody's going to hate you because you're a Cowboys fan. Just embrace the hate. Absorb it. Embrace the hate. But if you're an ex-Charger fan, you had to love last night. I absolutely loved last night. I felt bad for Herbert. I didn't feel bad for Harbaugh because when Harbaugh wins, that guy's the most arrogant coach on the planet. Most arrogant coach on the planet. But I will say this. I mean, Chargers lost to a team that lost to the Raiders. It's kind of bad news, man. Raiders went over there and won. Coaches made some bad moves all weekend. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to get into the NFL. A lot of great topics to get to. The Bills-Jags game was great. The Rams-Panthers game was great. The Bears-Packers game was great. I mean, every game over the weekend was great with the exception of the Patriots and the Chargers, but that was great for San Diegans for their own reasons. Phenomenal to watch. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Give us a call if you want to weigh in on some of the NFL football games. We'll talk Aztec basketball that happened over the weekend. I don't know why Fresno State has a basketball team. They were not good over the weekend. San Diego State starting to build. Magoon Guath starting to really settle in, which is great news. We'll talk about that. We got some Padres news out there that we want to get to. Major League Baseball had some signings of the weekend. Lots to break down on the Braden Surprenant shows. We just get started on San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with One Sports. The Steelers host the Texans to finish off Wild Card Weekend. And I know what you're thinking. Tomlin's team's about to go one and done again, and we'll be having the same debate we've had for the last 5 years. Not so fast, my friend. The last two playoff matchups for Tomlin, Russell Wilson versus Lamar Jackson, and Mason Rudolph versus Josh Allen. This time, it's Aaron Rodgers versus C.J. Stroud. And Pittsburgh's won how many games in a row at home on Monday night? I'll take the points with the Steelers. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHEP.
Jack, when you look back on 75 years,
Oh, I'm not looking back. I'm bringing back my Chicken Supreme. Comes in a combo and munchie meal. This fan favorite starts at just $5.49. And the munchie meal comes with a collectible Jimmy.
Welcome to Talking About.
Full staff, limited time only. Price participation may vary.
There's a myth that eating healthy, fresh, and organic isn't affordable. But here at Sprouts Farmers Market, you'll find surprisingly great prices on delicious and healthy finds like fresh organic produce, cage-free eggs, 100% grass-fed beef, and cool new snacks. And if you don't believe me, check out this nice lady doing a happy dance on the checkout line.
Go, Sarah. Save money on organics. Ooh, save money. Oh, yeah.
Come see for yourself at Sprouts Farmers Market.
Ooh, yeah.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate. 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bindal from KMG Psychiatry, the official mental health partner of the San Diego Padres radio network. Transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS, is a new FDA-cleared non-medicinal system that stimulates neurons tied to mood and depression without sedation. Will help you see if TMS is the right starting point with or without antidepressant medication. For many, the fog lifts, dreams become vivid again, and emotional clarity returns as the brain begins to reconnect. Visit kmgpsychiatry.com to learn more.
Hey, this is Guy Fieri.
Tom, hey, we went through our rules. We have the rules, do we not?
We do have the rules.
Tom is not a bandwagoner. He obliges by the rules on the Bills.
Obliges. I do have to make an actual like post of it, but that was We had the idea for the post like right as the winter break started, and like I said, I checked out like the first week and a half. I was just sports don't exist for that first 2 weeks.
Yeah, we got to post that. That's an evergreen post that we can
It
post.
is.
And
Oh, yeah.
I'll just, you know what? Tap the sign.
Yep.
That's gonna be a tap to sign deal. But all right, here's the deal. Like, this is exactly why I say what I say. And this is I try to convince people to come to the light. Come to the light. Come represent come root for San Diego instead. That's the activist in the chat. Chargers are a brand. When that brand ceased to represent the city of San Diego, they lost the ability to represent the city of San Diego and its citizens moving forward. This is why fantasy is a joke.
But
he's right.
But
he's right.
Where the real question is, were you ever really a Chargers fan?
Yeah, I was. Shut up. Other than that,
were you
nonsense,
ever really a Charger fan to begin with?
I was. Okay, I'm not a slave to a logo.
I
Okay,
don't know, man.
I rooted for the
don't know.
Chargers. I was one of the most diehard Chargers fans you'd find out there. Oh, because they decided to leave me and leave the city and give us a middle finger, and now I got to like kiss their ass because they're like, oh, it's your team. Give me a break. Give me a break. That organization didn't want anybody in San Diego to root for them because they thought they were going to get all these fans in LA. And then when nobody in LA wanted to support them, then they came back kissing San Diego fans' asses with like, look at these uniforms. It reminds you of the old times, right? Doesn't this remind you of your childhood? Come up and support us. Give us all your money. Nothing personal, right? And then when they win a Super Bowl, which they never will, but if they did, they're going to be thanking all of LA. They're not going to say anything about San Diego. None of the players are, because none of them played there, except for Keenan Allen, who never wanted to play there to begin with. And they're not going to say crap about San Diego. They're not going to thank San Diego. They're going to thank all those fans that you dislike that wear Dodger blue. That's who they're going to thank. And they're going to do the parade in LA. I saw this thing on social media. It's like, oh, yeah, they're going to come down and do a parade in National City. The hell they are. The Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl. They're going to do a parade in Fort Worth. A second parade in Fort Worth. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are the team of the entire state of Texas, minus Houston. They go down to San Antonio, do a parade. Give me a break. The fantasy world that some people live in that think that team is still here and they're not. The favorite, I love bringing it up, dude. It's like you can't beat LA during the Padres season, but then like when the Chargers play, it's like, let's go LA. It's nonstop comments. Not nonstop. It's great content. People just get all about it. And I say my piece. Look, if you want to root for the Chargers, fine. But like people are going to say something about it.
Yeah, but Braden, they did a training camp here.
Oh yeah.
They did a training camp though.
Because they're yet to make any progress in LA 8 years into being in LA. And they know that most of the fans are still down here in San Diego, and they do whatever it takes to get them to keep spending money. That's what it is. They did the training camp here. Yeah. I agree that's the activist. This is why I don't it's not my team. I root for the teams in my city. I root for my city. It gives you that city pride. That's why college athletics is great. It's why college athletics is so regional, and why you have the passion and the pageantry and the years of families tailgating and all that stuff, which corporate America wants to ruin, all the NIL and all that other stuff. But the reality is, that's why college athletics is so great, because that team is representing your state or representing your city, representing your school that you attended. That's why you have that passion for it. Yeah, it seems like it. But the reality is, it's like, hey, they are what they are. And you're going to get some hate from people that don't like the Chargers anymore. My thing is just embrace it. Rod's embraced it. Rod reps San Diego part. That's fine. But when they lose, they're going to get made fun of down here. And you can't be upset about it. It is what it is. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get to Brad and Escondido. Brad, has Luis Ariz signed yet?
You're killing me.
He's just going to bring it up every time until the guy's signed.
I was not. I moved here in 1970. The good Chargers spin, you're killing me. I will get to Ariz in a minute, though. Hey, I moved here in 70 when John Hadel was the quarterback. I saw Johnny Unitas in the High Top Blues back in the day before Fouts started. So last night was so much fun to watch them go down. I mean, I know Herbert's good, but it's like he just runs out of gas when you need him. He doesn't do well out of the pocket, and his O-line killed him last night. It's like they weren't around at all. So my applause for the Chargers losing. See ya. Gotta go.
Love it. Appreciate it, Brad. I've never seen that before. Did you see what little Mario 44 said in the chat?
No.
The thing that SD LA Chargers fans always hit me with, what if the Dodgers moved to San Diego? What if the Padres moved to LA? I'd probably be a Dodger fan, dude, if they came down here. Are you kidding me? If the Padres left, yeah, there goes your fandom. You represent the city. Could you imagine? Like, what alternate reality would that be in? It'd be rough.
Be a broken one as well.
Oh my God. I don't want to be in that reality. Not at all. What if the Dodgers move to San Diego? I mean, here's the other thing. Let me ask you all you San Diego Charger fans out there. NFL team moves here, you jumping off the Chargers bandwagon? Are you going to root for an LA team over a San Diego team? That's where you're really going to show the colors and the loyalty to the logo. I don't think the Charger fans know, though, that that's probably not the reality of the situation, so they could be all big and bold about it. But that's the question that's interesting. If one of these other NFL teams decided to move, or if Mark Florio's conversation he had a couple of years ago about how the NFL wants to expand to 40 teams and the stadium size doesn't have to be very big, right? And it's like they just want to make more inventory, which is what he reported. So if that's the case and they're thinking about doing that, it would not be shocking. That makes our market available now all of a sudden. If another team started here, would you jump off the Chargers bandwagon? I think it'd be an interesting conversation. I think the same thing. I think the same conversation goes with like Tony's a Lakers fan. Like I have no problem with people in San Diego rooting for the Lakers. We didn't really have basketball here for most of the time. I know we had two basketball teams. They weren't here very long. They were here probably before most people that are now, especially young people before they were alive. And Tony's a Lakers fan. There's a lot of Lakers fans in San Diego. That's the big question. Like if San Diego got an NBA team, would they jump off the Lakers bandwagon, right? Like how much of it is your loyalty to the team and how much is it the loyalty to your city? That's the interesting question. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Dexter in Spring Valley, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Dexter?
Hey, guys. So as you did, I took great joy in hearing about.
Cheers to that, Dexter. I hope you had a nice drink of whatever your favorite drink was last night after they lost.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing. I think that a lot of the Charger fans in San Diego are suffering from Stockholm syndrome, and that they're the people who basically they're loyal to. We're never loyal to them, but they just don't want to let go. And to me, I'm kind of like, if we got another team, whether it be through relocation or expansion, I'd root for them even if they sucked for 10 years. Why? I'm loyal to the soil, just like you, And, I mean, if the Chargers would have moved to Portland, Salt Lake City, San Antonio, I'd still be a Charger fan until we got a team here. But because they moved to L.A., no, because L.A. looks at us, the city of San Diego, is not as part of California. They look at us as Mexico. They call us Baja California. So, yeah, they have no respect for San Diego. So as far as I went to school in L.A., I can tell you that. They hate us. They look down on us. So all I can tell you is, I'm glad that they bought it. I think that as long as Spanos owns the team, they're not going anywhere, And as long as they're indebted to the league for $650 million in relocation fees, they're never going to do anything for anything because they don't have the money to do it.
Right. They're like what you call house poor. When you buy a house and you don't have any, you put all of your assets in the house, so now you're cash poor, right? Because you don't have any cash left. That's basically what the Chargers are. And that's, because they inherited the team. But that's the reality of the situation. Loyal to the city of San Diego. I think there's a lot of people that would flip immediately back to San Diego. I'd do it for any of the teams. I'm a big Anaheim Ducks fan. We didn't have a hockey team when I was started getting into hockey. I like the Ducks. They're up the street. That's why I thought it was great when they moved their AHL team down here to San Diego. If there was a reality where the Goals became an NHL team, which probably would never happen, or if San Diego got one, then I would jump on San Diego. Rep the city. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. When we come back, get more of your phone calls on this. We'll talk about the NFL weekend as well. Fun times. Again, this is the 8-year anniversary of the Chargers leaving, Frank?
Yep, 8 years today.
I didn't know about that until we looked at it in the open. Eight years of the Chargers leaving LA. What do they have to show for it? We'll talk about that when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97 through the Fan.
Oh, for God's sake.
Foul on break.
Yeah, it's...
Foul out Monday.
He draws the foul.
Have some coffee in the morning, buddy. Let's go.
I'm sorry, I forgot yesterday. Relax.
Monday. Let's get excited.
I forgot last night. Calm down. Jesus.
I take Frank out to the bars, and now he's not ready on his.
God almighty.
Didn't get the year right either. That was a foul on you, too.
Yeah, that was...
Kid at school, still right in 2025.
like I did on the show on Friday. Oh, I know. That's not on me. That is not on me. That is not on me. That is not on me.
Oh my God.
That was not on me.
Who was it on?
That was on the show before us.
Well, that means my mic would have been off the entire time.
I didn't have the PPM button on, which means
it's another foul. Double foul. Chad is on your ass today. How many fouls you got? 4? 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to.
That's a record. You got 3 fouls in the first quarter.
Adam, you want to come back?
Oh, no, he doesn't.
I'm in foul trouble.
Yeah, you are in foul trouble. Go to the monitor. Hey, right here. VAR. Take a look. Oh my God. That is 3 fouls in the first hour?
In my defense.
That's a tech.
In my defense.
Right here, blocking foul on Frank.
In my defense, there is absolutely no reason for your mic to not be in record.
It is.
There's no reason for your mic to not be in record. So why would I think that, your mic wasn't in record? Because there's no reason for it not to be.
Rod's throwing out red cards.
That's cool.
Oh my God. Casings is having a rough Monday. You know what? Need you to bounce back. Need you to bounce back. Let's go. It's Monday. Let's get going. Here. We're broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how.
No, you know how.
We know how. Us and me and the chat know how.
Yeah,
apparently Frank does not know how. Wow. Casey's having a rough Monday. Cole Brooks, that's in line for chat of the day so far. Star that guy. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's grab that stress ball behind you, Frank. Oh man. Crusty Casings Monday. It's just coming. It is the 9-year anniversary of the Chargers leaving today. Today's the 9-year anniversary. I think a lot of San Diegans out there thoroughly enjoyed last night's game. I did not thoroughly enjoy watching Herbert get smashed. Herbert's a good quarterback. The Chargers have a good football team. They just don't. Their line was beat up. I'm not a huge fan of Harbaugh, but he is a coach that usually wins. I mean, they're a good football team, but they just could not have. They did not have enough healthy players.
Now we do have a little bit of breaking news. Now we're becoming the show of breaking San Diego FC news.
Oh, what do we got now?
San Diego FC has doubled down on their confidence in Mikey Varas as they have extended his contract, a multi-year contract extension for Mikey Varas.
I like that. He built the foundation. He's built the culture there. It's obviously a culture that is highly disciplined and wants to win. And they took, obviously, his side in this entire little spat. And we don't know what the spat. I can't remember what the spat was with Chucky Lozano. I don't know if it was with Mikey Varas or not.
I think he got subbed off in the second to last game and had a fit about it.
Right.
But I mean, that's so, yeah.
Well, you know what? They're sitting strong with what their organization is expected to be. I love that signing. That's great. He had a great year. Got to try to build off of that if he possibly can. Move on to year 2. So, interesting. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. And let's get to a lot of phone calls. People want to weigh in on this. Again, this is the 9-year anniversary of the Chargers leaving San Diego. I hope all you San Diegans toasted that game last night. Let's go Pats, baby. Drake May. That's apparently what you do. And that's what everybody we saw with the jersey. Hey, look, Drake May. And then the guy would respond with Drake May. Is that what the Patriots fan? Nate, what are we doing here?
Drake May.
833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Kevin in Chula Vista. It's the 9-year anniversary of the Chargers leaving. What's going on?
Well, it's sad that we don't have an NFL team here anymore. We'll say that.
Super sad, Kevin. We could have been. You know what? All the discussing about the Padres. I would have loved to hear Kevin's takes about quarterback play, offensive line play, general manager side. Could you imagine Kevin? Everybody in the YouTube chat. Could you imagine Kevin in Chula Vista breaking down the NFL draft? I'd be fired up for that, Kevin. We're missing out. We're missing out.
We'd be blowing it up. But having said that, it'd be a lot of fun, and that's what it's about. It's what's fun to do. Before I get into the Chargers a little bit, go back into YouTube's great for going back and looking at games from the past, and there's stuff on there now where you've got full. Speaking of your 1963 game, that's on YouTube. The 65 game they lost to Buffalo 23-0. Same thing. So. It's just great to when you see those memories, and then you look at what they have morphed into in Los Angeles, which is this opaque, nondescript, unimportant, irrelevant bunch of nothing up there. It is what it is as far as that goes. But so here's NFL this morning on their network trying to blame Justin Herbert, and I'm thinking, what game did you not see last night that we all saw where this poor guy should be filing for a trade today because he's not going to ever win it. He might die up there. He's not going to win up there. They have an offensive line that was basically Kleenex thin and got pummeled play after play. That's not Justin Herbert's fault. This is a great kid. By the way, if you want to see a real great podcast, find the one on YouTube where he sits down with Dan Fouts. Spellbinding, really great 20 minutes of watch. So the great thing about today is that we can all sit back as expatriate as in country Charger fans, and watch the Chargers fade into oblivion again in Los Angeles, becoming the same irrelevant bunch that they've been. And we can enjoy the next 9 months of peace and not have to listen to anybody talk about them. And so my message to the leftover fans, look, they're a Los Angeles product. If you want to hear about the Chargers, talk about the Chargers. They have media outlets up there. Give it a try. That's their job.
They have media outlets, Kevin, that don't actually talk about the Chargers. Like ever. It's funny. They don't. That's why we brought up that tweet last week about, I'm in LA and I appreciate the phone call, Kevin. We're in LA and I don't see any TVs with the Rams nor the Chargers on. Nate Silver, but I was in San Diego. They're way more sportsy down in San Diego than they are in LA and San Francisco. They are. Frank, we walked around PB, man. Every single bar was filled with fans.
Yes.
Watching the NFL. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, the scenes for the Niners-Eagles game down at Tavern, I mean, everybody's eyes were glued to the TV. You couldn't even walk in that place.
No. Even I had to leave at halftime. I had something come up, but even then, like you could tell it was getting tense as it got closer and closer to halftime.
How you were at the Bills watch party?
Yes.
How nuts did that place get on that ruled touchdown on the push, on the tush push for like 8 yards into the end zone against Jacksonville with under a minute to go.
As if you were there.
Bonkers.
As if you were at the game.
It's going bonkers. And all of those people could be wearing Charger jerseys if the NFL was competent.
No, I did not do an Irish goodbye.
He said goodbye to everybody.
I did.
He did. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. Ed in San Diego, you're the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Ed?
Hey, how are you, Braden?
I'm doing well.
Good, man. Second time calling in, and obviously second time that I'm calling in when I hear some Charger talk. Born and raised San Diego. First of all, I love your show, man. Born and raised San Diego. I was very disappointed, obviously, when the Chargers left town. But I am still a diehard Charger fan. I just wanted to point out a few things. You know, people can bash if they want to bash. They can, you know, hate the Chargers now when they used to love the Chargers. You know, everybody has their own choice to do that. I just want to reiterate this fact. You just said before the break, 8-9 years since the Chargers have left, and what do they have? And I agree with that totally. But I think we should flip that and say, what do we have? What does San Diego have after 9 years? We don't have an expansion in the convention center like we would have. We don't have probably a draft or two, which brings in about 1 million visitors to those drafts now that we would have had. We don't have probably thousands of jobs in tourism, in hotels, working directly with the Chargers. We don't have that. And here's other things we don't have. My wife taught here for 40 years. We don't have kids for Christmas being shopped around with the junior sales and the Chargers, and, you know, the high schools getting their, you know, complete gyms and football fields redone by a team that was here. There's a lot of priceless things that we don't have. And I think what people need to realize is I was behind the scenes with the Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development Corporation, Tourism Board, all those years, the 20 years the Chargers were trying to desperately stay here after the Super Bowl, between National City, Chula Vista, Oceanside, ending in downtown. And if my memory is correct, we did have a vote. We had a choice. And I wonder how many of these people that bashed the Chargers, that bashed Spanos for leaving, voted no on that proposal, or they didn't vote at all.
How many were allowed to vote? Because it was the
people
city
in San
ballot, and
Diego-
most of the people in
it
the
was a
county
city
are
ballot.
Charger fans, right? I mean,
Well-
the city's got a lot of transplants that don't care and don't want extra taxes and stuff like that, and hotel lobbyists and all that stuff. And I appreciate the phone call. There's a lot of negatives, obviously, to the Chargers leaving. Those are all accurate.
Yeah, he brings up great points there.
And that's also why I think a lot of ex-San Diego Charger fans are upset. They didn't open up the vote to the county. They opened it up to the city. There's a lot of people in the county. I mean, the city is what it is, but there's a lot of people in the city who have no affiliation with the Chargers.
And
right?
even I, being the sports fan that I am, if you followed the money on that deal, because again, there was supposed to be the new building where the MTS built, where the MTS Center is downtown, right on Imperial, a couple blocks away from Petco Park. Which, could you imagine in September getting around at that end of downtown when both teams are in town at the same time?
Well, there's a lot of other stuff with that too, like with the taxes. Like I'm not, and this is going away, but the reality is in states that already have a lot of taxes, people are less obligated to increase their taxes for an owner that is worth hundreds of millions of dollars to $1 billion to get a free stadium. They are more obliged to do that in states like Texas that don't have as many taxes. They don't have a state income tax. They don't have other tax. They get you with the property taxes, but they don't mind a couple extra cents on their taxes for a new stadium, right? There's a difference in that too. And San Diego's got a lot of other things that they need to pay taxes for.
Yeah, but if you followed the money on that deal for the downtown proposal, anyone with half a brainstem would have voted no on that, because it was not going to be beneficial for San Diego at all. So even the giant sports fan that I am would have voted no on that for a stadium downtown. So while you're right in the fact that there was so much that San Diego has lost because the Chargers weren't here, and how many people voted no on that stadium referendum downtown, you also have to say, was it a legitimate proposal or was it a proposal that everybody knew was going to get shot down because it was so out of line?
I voted yes to keep the Chargers. I was also I was like 18. I was able to vote. I didn't care about taxes back then, right?
Yeah.
But now you notice that a lot of these aren't passing anyway because people don't want to give billionaire owners a ton of money. Sean in San Diego, Anthony in Escondido, Clay in the South Bay, Mark in the 5. We're going to get to you guys when we come back in the 11 o'clock hour. 9-year anniversary of the Chargers leaving after a enjoyable loss. I think a lot of San Diego people that don't root for the Chargers anymore last night. We'll talk about it. Ed, appreciate the phone call.
Go ball! Go ball! Oh, off the wall! Hit the weight room! Hughes bat, it has a new bat.
Oh, he's got
and
one.
nobody's gone deep in it with it yet. But he's about to film me do it.
We got on top of it.
Go!
Oh, ain't nobody else wearing a water t-shirt. Expand.
Down!
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Easy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm sorry?
You hanging out with his sister too much that he gets hurt?
Okay,
he goes to get placed in
now
the
that
IL?
Now that the mics come on, you want to say that
I'm just
story?
saying,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Hey, man. He goes to the IL. All of a sudden, you would hang out with his sister. He goes to the IL.
I guess I have a noodle. A large.
Hey, good job,
soft,
Sam.
Wet.
God. Sorry, bad and last.
Coming.
Down! Wow.
That was a hose.
Stay down. Good. Please catch it. Nice.
Drink Mountain Valley, baby.
I don't know. He is wearing a Panthers hat.
Oh, that's a good one.
What a team guy. Unlike
You know
Matt.
what? Cam Newton.
Selfish. I like Jalen Hurts more. I like Cam Newton. I'll go Jalen
Something
Hurts.
about Flacco, though.
That's why you're batting last.
Something about Flacco, I trust. This gets me going.
Look at that
Oh, look at the
PFP.
PFPs by 1.
It's like it's everything that I
Oh,
want.
good oppo shot.
Nicky,
Nicky! That away, Nicky! Come on, Ethan! Go, Ethan! Why are you stopping?
Braden running.
This is why we can't win a ball game. We have no awareness on the pass. Like it's just.
Why did he stop?
I expect better from
Everyone
you.
else remember when he's 20 minutes? I didn't want to pass him.
What a team guy. Joel's such a team guy compared
reminds
to
me of Cam
Matt,
Newton
who's
refusing
not
to jump on
a
that
team
fourth
guy.
Go ball! Go ball!
Oh, off the wall! Hit the weight room!
Hughes bat, it has a new bat.
Oh, he's got
and
one.
nobody's gone deep in it with it yet. But he's about to film me do it.
We got on top of it.
Go! Oh, ain't nobody else wearing a water t-shirt. Expand.
Down!
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Easy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm sorry?
You hanging out with his sister too much that he gets hurt? He goes to get
now
placed in the
that
IL?
Now that the mics come on, you want to say that
I'm just
story?
saying,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Hey, man. He goes to the IL. All of a sudden, you would hang out with his sister. He goes to the IL.
I guess I have a noodle. A large.
Hey, good job,
soft,
Sam.
Wet.
God. Sorry, bad and last.
Coming.
Down! Wow.
That was a hose.
Stay down. Good. Please catch it. Nice.
Drink Mountain Valley, baby.
I don't know. He is wearing a Panthers
Oh,
hat.
that's a good one.
What a team guy. Unlike
You know
Matt.
what? Cam Newton.
Selfish. I like Jalen Hurts more. I like Cam Newton. I'll go Jalen
Something
Hurts.
about Flacco, though.
That's why you're batting last.
Something about Flacco, I trust. This gets me going.
Look at that
Oh, look at
PFP.
the PFPs by 1.
It's like it's everything that I
Oh,
want.
good oppo shot.
Nicky,
Nicky! That away, Nicky! Come on, Ethan! Go, Ethan! Why are you stopping?
Braden running.
This is why we can't win a ball game. We have no awareness on the pass. Like, it's just.
Why did he stop?
I expect better from you.
Remember when he told me I didn't want to pass him.
What a team guy. Joel's such a team guy compared
reminds
to
me of Cam
Matt,
Newton
who's
refusing
not
to jump on
a
that
team
fourth
guy.
Go ball! Go ball!
Oh, off the wall! Hit the weight room!
Hughes bat, it has a new bat.
Oh, he's got
and
one.
nobody's gone deep in it with it yet. But he's about to film me do it.
He got on top of it.
Go,
go, go, go, go!
Oh, ain't nobody else wearing a water t-shirt. Expand.
Ah. Down.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Easy.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Was the day. Obviously, a lot of San Diego people that are anti-Chargers celebrating after last night. A lot of people in town that are still Charger fans, upset about another disappointing finish to the season. All on the 9th anniversary of the Chargers leaving San Diego. That's today. I can't believe it's already been 9 years. It's been 9 years since the Chargers left San Diego. That's crazy in its own right.
Time flies when you hate something.
I remember where I was. I remember how sad I was, how upset I was. I mean, you remember them putting all the T-shirts and jerseys out there in front of the facility that the city still owes money on.
And I sympathized with Charger fans at that time because at that same, I believe it was that same year, or very recently before that, the Islanders had their stadium referendum in Long Island, and it failed. So there was very real possibility of, instead of Phoenix going to Utah, there was possibility that the Islanders were going to be the team in Utah. Possibly the Quebec Nordiques were coming back as the Islanders. And I went through that exact same thing, is what do I do as a fan? So I really sympathize with that, especially with it being that close to home and that in that relative same time frame. So yeah, I felt really bad for Charger fans when they left.
So as somebody said in the chat, never-ending story with the Chargers. Got to improve the O-line. They improved the O-line. They got hurt. I mean, they went out and got extra line. They signed guys to contract extensions. Joe Alt missed the entire time. Was it Slater, whatever his name was? Missed most of the time. They went and got one of the tackles from the Philadelphia Eagles after they won the Super Bowl. I mean, they've tried to improve their offensive line. They got hurt. That happens a lot with the Chargers. But I will say this, and Ed was right on everything that he said when he called into the show. Guy's still a Charger fan. God bless him. A lot of pain and suffering being a Chargers fan. But he's right on a lot of things that we're missing out on. I will say this, because Go Aztecs brought it up. Those are all the things from a negative perspective of what the city's missing out with not having an NFL team. Some of the positives is we have made the Padres the level of NFL here in town. We get to talk about Padres every single day. I mean, when I was growing up, nobody talked about the Padres on radio. Even the flagship of the Padres back in the day never talked about the Padres. They've made that place the place to be. We sell out almost every single game. They sold out season tickets last week. In the blossoming of what the Padres have become, I don't think that happens with the Chargers in town. We've gotten a great opportunity to see a great Major League Baseball team year in and year out. So there are some positives to that. There's a lot of negatives, but there are some positives to it as well. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Anthony and Escondido. Anthony, what's going on? Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday, Braden and Frank. So I wanted to go back and answer your question because I am a longtime Chargers fan. I was back when they were here in San Diego. If we have brought another team to San Diego, I would probably not. I would still be on the Chargers bandwagon because, I love the Chargers no matter where they are, but I will not represent. I'm one of those people that literally still has all San Diego gear. I don't have any LA gear whatsoever. So, and yeah, I'm very heartbroken a little bit, but, as a fan, this is something that as a Chargers fan, we've all been used to. So at the same time, it's like, yes, it's going to be rough. as a fan to answer, hey, which team would you support? And my answer to that would be I would represent, obviously, the Chargers.
That's a tough move, man. If you got the LA Chargers in town taking on a San Diego team and everybody starts chanting beat LA, come on, Anthony. Got to represent your city, man. Come on. It's all right. I'm glad as you wear San Diego stuff at the game in this hypothetical situation. That's going to be, you know what? That's hopefully that is hopefully that day comes, because that means we get the NFL back in San Diego, and it's a tough decision for you. But I you know what? I still have all of my Charger stuff that says San Diego on it. It's tucked away, and just in case they come back, I'll be able to bust that out and rep it again. I'm still holding on hope, but until they come back, I'm not really a huge fan. But tough one yesterday, Anthony. Appreciate the phone call, man. You know, there's some people they can't kick it. I'm telling you, dude. This is a great Monday for us, Anthony. Instead of having I'm telling you right now, if I like watching that game last night, rooting for the Patriots every first down right here, move them. If that was me, this game happened 10 years ago when they were still here, I would have been miserable today. They go for it on fourth down after getting the fumble against Drake May and getting the ball at the 10-yard line going in, and they don't score any points. I would have been throwing stuff at my house. I would have definitely not watched that game at a bar. I'm going to tell you that right now. I would have been locked in at my house, and today I would be so PO'd all day long. And I would be like that for the rest of the week, and I wouldn't watch any playoff games next weekend, and I would be like that probably until the Super Bowl. And then I'd be over it, and then I'd be thinking about the draft, and that's what it'd be going. But I feel great today. There's a lot of ex-Charger fans feel great today. Now, somebody in the chat's like, oh, rooting against them is childish. I mean, you root against your rivals. They're in LA now. It's like a rivalry to an extent. Now, do I actively root against them all the time? Not really. Like during the season, I don't really care if they win. In the playoffs, I do root against them because I don't want to see them win a Super Bowl. And I will say this. I feel bad for Charger fans that are still Charger fans, because I don't think they understand how sickening it's going to be for them to win a Super Bowl and how they're not going to let you enjoy it. They're going to say stuff that's not going to let you enjoy it. And it's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of Chargers fans here in San Diego if that ever happens, when they start talking about being in LA and the city. We would have never won in San Diego and City of Champions and all the love to Dean Spanos. And he's going to talk. I'm just telling you, it's just that is a reality you don't want to have happen. And that's why I don't root for them. Because if the ultimate goal is to win a Super Bowl and it's going to make me miserable, why root for the team? 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. The only man that might have it rougher than Charger fans, that's a man that roots for the Browns. And that's Clay in the South Bay. Clay, what's going on, man?
You know, I'm listening all the time, Braden. I don't call in. I'm in the chat. Sometimes I don't chat either. But I'm going to tell you, it was a great weekend. I will say, rest in peace, my Ohio State Buckeyes. They got dominated by Miami. I mean, the Miami Indiana game, that's going to be a heck of a game. And I think Indiana's for real. I mean, I think they'll take the championship. But yesterday's game with the Chargers, I mean, it was okay, but they were inside the red zone twice, and they walked away with 0 on both those opportunities. And I can hardly wait for opening day spring training, February 20th, Padres versus Mariners. But I will also say, Chargers, they have their fan base. It's too bad that they've been so long without a team here in San Diego. Luckily in Cleveland, we were only gone for like 3 years, and we got our expansion Browns. But other than that, hey, my Browns lose, my Ohio State Buckeyes lose. I mean, hey, losses happen, but I do want Texas to beat Pittsburgh. That's what I'm going to say. But
I'm on board too, Clay.
Great day.
Thank you, Clay. We appreciate it. We see your chats all the time. Chat loves Clay in the South Bay. We appreciate the phone call. Poor Brown. At least they got their team back, right? 833-288-973. 833-288-973. Let's get out to Sean in San Diego. Sean, what's going on, man?
Good morning. So I guess my comment is, and the guy that was saying, we've lost a lot by not having the Chargers here. I was running a sports bar back when they moved, and so I dealt with a lot of the fans going in and out. But there was so much going on with that the city was really, and it's classic of our city doing it, but they wanted to move the stadium, they didn't necessarily want it downtown, but he wanted it downtown, and where they wanted to put it is sitting right on top of all the railroad tracks, which is actually a toxic waste dump. And the city is not going to ask people to put up a tax to remove the toxic waste dump because they don't want to really admit that they've let it sit there and fester for as long as they have. So that was all built into, if we move the stadium down here, we can just add a little bit extra to that tax, and that millions and tens of millions of dollars it's going to take to clean that up. Well, we'll just solve the two problems at once. Little underhanded, in my opinion, and it was. I guess the other thing I look at, you put a stadium downtown, and already, we have a fantastic Padres experience. But do you realize we rank right behind the Yankees as one of the most expensive stadium experiences in the country? And that's fitting 45,000 people in downtown. And I ran a sports bar downtown. Trust me, I know how busy it gets down there. And now you're talking about 60,000, 65,000. It would have been, I don't know how. And the answer was, everybody's just going to ride the trolley anyway. We all know that doesn't happen. So I guess let's be real when we talk about the fact that what he was asking for really was probably not the best thing for downtown, and in the long run might not have been the best thing for the team at all. Anyway, there you go. My comment.
Appreciate that, Sean. That's why, when I hear the conversations about there was a vote. Well, it was set up for failure for the get-go. Spano's family didn't care because they already knew they were going to try to move to LA anyway. They just wanted to check a box and make it look, we tried. When they set it up for failure. I tell you what, though, I know there's a lot of you got to view there's two ways to view this. You can view it the glass half empty and the glass half full. From a glass half empty perspective, old man Frank over there was already talking about traffic and parking and all that stuff. Nightmare. We don't have the public transit to actually be able to be competent with moving people around in San Diego. But maybe they all would have taken their bikes on the bike lanes that Chris Ella loves so much. Maybe everybody's going to ride their bike to the game. But I will say this, from a glass half full, think about this alternate reality, which I hate doing because it would have been great. There's an alternate reality where you got a Padres game in September or October, maybe a playoff game in October, September. You got that Sunday afternoon game in September at 1 o'clock, and then you got walk down the street and you got Chargers Sunday Night Football. That's a reality that would have been fun. That would have been great reality. Would have loaded up the middle with bars, restaurants, hotels, all that stuff. That's a great reality to live in. Unfortunately, it's not the reality that we currently live in. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. Brandon in Carlsbad. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, boys. How's it going, man? Long time no talk.
I know. It's been a while, Brandon. Good to have you back on. What do you got for us today?
Well, what I got for you today, you guys, is I'm walking here in my hometown of Carlsbad on the seawall. It's 72 degrees. You got the Carlsbad High School surf team getting ready to go out. And they're for their surf PE, and that's where we win. That's where we're world champions, okay? The Padres might let us down. Those of us that are still Chargers fans get let down, but we live in a world champ city because of the weather. And whenever you need to get a little bit of dopamine, just go stare at the ocean and walk around in the beginning of January with shorts and a T-shirt laughing. That's where I'm at, you guys. Now, the caveat to all this is that, you know what? It doesn't matter what name you put in front of the Chargers, whether it's Oklahoma, the LA Chargers, the San Diego Chargers, the Spanos curse is real. I'm kind of a disconnected, fan, but at the same token, if they were to win, I feel you on that. Do I want to see the LA Chargers get a Super Bowl? Absolutely not. So those of you out there, your eggs are a little scrambled. That's okay. But in the same token, we get to walk around in San Diego, laughing at everywhere else. And even in LA, where the weather might be good, LA's an armpit. Let's just be real, okay? You guys can keep your sports team. You can keep your championships because you're not going to be San Diego, and you never will be. Frank, are you there?
Yes, I am. Of course I am.
Oh, hey, Frank. Good to hear your voice. I was just checking in. Anyways, I love you, Frank. I love you, doggies. And, you guys, let's go on to the next. God bless.
I appreciate it, Brandon. Appreciate the phone call. That was like yesterday. Frank doesn't like the sunshine like that in the wintertime sometimes.
No.
I was sweating yesterday. I had to put
sun.
sunscreen on. He was like, I'm like, what kind of weather is this in January? He's like,
BS.
It needs to be cold. It needs to be cold. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
That's why we have beautiful cityscapes when the Farmers Insurance Open comes to town.
It is winter time. Summer, bleep off. It is winter's turn. Be cold.
There's
It
not
is
a lot of people
winter's
driving
turn.
around that agree with you right now.
Okay. I'm not saying snow. I'm not saying be 30 degrees, but being 75 in January is unacceptable to me.
What temperature do you want?
Drop
it
it down. Drop it down at least 10 to 15 degrees. Put low 60s.
Okay.
Is where it's It doesn't
I could
have
compromise on that.
It doesn't have to snow. Just low 60s. Make me feel a little bit cold.
Let's get to the last one on here. I feel bad for him. I'm sure it was not a fun time at McGregor's on Friday, but Derek in La Mesa. Derek, what's going on? Sorry about your Ducks, man. That was a tough start to the game. That was a tough ball game.
It happens. Frank, real quick, bro. We don't know what winter is, so you live in San Diego now. Get over it. We don't have 4 seasons, 3 or even 2. We have 1, and the season is called San Diego, so grow up. Now, Braden, tomorrow I will be there between 12:15 and 12:30 to pick up my shirt. If I do not show up between 12:15 and 12:30, feel free to eviscerate me. On the airwaves, I will be there.
All right, perfect. Your shirt's
Oregon
still
Ducks,
sitting there.
Yeah. Oregon Ducks. It sucked, but we're used to it. To be honest with you, I was more PO'd last year when I was sitting in the Rose Bowl after paying $200 for a ticket, and with I think it was either 5 or 8 minutes left by the time I walked out in the second quarter. It was 35-0. Here's the reality. Dan Lanning is a good coach. Duck fans are freaking out saying he sucks, and that's nonsense. He's a great coach. But here's the deal. Other coaches now, including Cignetti, but Ryan Day, even DeBoer before, for whatever reason, other programs, other coaches do a better job at getting their boys, their young men, ready to play in big games. And for whatever reason, Dan Lanning has not found that secret sauce with his coaching staff. So that's number one. Number two, and this pains me to say, but it's reality. Other teams, including Indiana, are just tougher. They're tougher guys. I don't want to do the cliche, they want it more, because of course the Duck players wanted to win, but here's the deal. The other teams that they play, Ohio State, now Indiana, as hard as that is to say, they're just tougher. And until they get a little bit of mean and nasty in them, they're going to continue to be the bridesmaids, never the brides. And the most painful thing, bro, and I know you know this from a Texas Christian standpoint, now we have to sit and wait for what's my first Oregon game next year is 8 months away.
Mm-hmm.
It's brutal. But you know what? Indiana's good, man. That's a really good football team. And unfortunately, them with their 8 4-star recruits, 0-5, and Oregon's got 55. Second between 4 and 5-star guys, Oregon's got 55, second only to Alabama's 57. Well, guess what? Oregon and Alabama are going to be sitting on the same couch next Monday, right next to me, watching Indiana play Miami. That's what I got for you, brother.
Well, you brought up a good point about the toughness, Derek. I mean, you start looking at where some of these guys are coming from. I mean, most of Oregon's roster, Derek, is from California. And our level of high school football is not as tough as Georgia. It's not as tough as Texas. It's not as tough as the middle of the country with the way that their rules are different than our rules. And I honestly think that's a major factor, Derek, is I don't think we are preparing our kids at the high school level here in California for success at the college level like the other states are. What are your thoughts on that? You already hung up. All right. I honestly don't think we are. We have a lot of rules that I go down and watch Texas football. They let those kids play. And it's a violent sport, and it's a tough sport, and those kids are tough. And I see the same thing from the Georgia kids that are coming out of Georgia. And you start looking at Southern California football, it's just softer football. It's way softer football. We have more protective rules that don't need to be in place. And now you're starting to see it with these California kids on the West Coast, representing the West Coast teams. And what do in these playoff games? They get their ass beat by these schools that have kids from Texas and Georgia and Ohio and Pennsylvania. You know, the other big states that have good recruits. Those kids are way tougher than our kids are. And I think a lot of it has to go with some of the rules that we have in place. But that's a different topic for a different day. When we come back, since we went super long on this, we're going to reset with baseball. We had a big signing over the weekend affecting the National League. We'll talk about it when we come back and get the update on the hot stove with Frank on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number sports station 97.3 The Fan. We'll talk about that, Frank, later on. We recap some of these NFL games over the weekend that were great. I mean, we talked a lot about the Chargers today. Not necessarily like the Chargers on the field and the X's and O's, but this is the 9th anniversary of the Chargers leaving is today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people had to weigh in on that. We had some people that are still loyalists to the Chargers. We have people that hate the Chargers. It's been an interesting mix. I mean, it's the first time that we've brought this up, Frank, since you've been on the show. I mean, this is just nonstop entertainment for us.
Oh, yeah.
Nonstop phone calls, people weighing in, the emotions. It's great.
I mean, we haven't even gotten to Cinema Saturday yet.
No, we haven't gotten to Cinema Saturday. We as much as we talked about the Chargers, we didn't really break down that game at all. We haven't gotten to the Packers Bears game as part of Cinema Saturday. We didn't get to the Bills Jags game. That Niners Eagles game was phenomenal. We'll talk more NFL later on in the show. This is our baseball hour, so we do want to get to some baseball stuff in this hour as we are a little bit behind. But we have a couple of minutes. We can get to 11:33 here. But we had some big news that happened over the weekend that helps with our hot stove. Let's get to what the big signing was over the weekend. Here's Frank with our hot stove update.
So really, this is, I mean, we could talk about rumors. We could talk about Bo Bichette's meeting with the Phillies today. We can talk about that kind of stuff, but really the only big thing is that Alex Bregman over the weekend, actually during the Bears game, congratulations, Chicago Cubs, for inadvertently sparking one of the greatest comebacks in Bears history.
What? Gary Patterson needed to change his shirt at halftime of the Alamo Bowl. All the Bears needed to do was to have the little Cubbies sign a big deal at halftime.
Kidding.
You think they made the phone call? Hey, you're going to have to sign Bregman, dude. We got to get this thing going.
On a memorable Saturday night for Chicago sports fans, the Cubs agreed to a blockbuster 5-year, $175 million contract with third baseman Alex Bregman. The deal broke while the Bears were completing a dramatic playoff comeback, adding to the sense of momentum across the city. Bregman, a 3-time All-Star and 2-time World Series champion, joined a Cubs team that is aiming to reclaim the NL Central and reestablish itself as a true World Series contender nearly a decade after its 2016 title. Bregman's contract underscores how valuable his decision to include an early opt-out in his previous deal proved to be. Coming off a down 2024, marked by diminished on-base production, his market had cooled off significantly. However, after rebounding in 2025 with his best batting average and slugging percentage since his MVP caliber season in 2019, Bregman reestablished his value and secured long-term security. The Cubs are betting that this resurgence is real, while Bregman is rewarded for betting on himself. Now, there's more to this from the Boston side that we'll get to here in a second, but Bregman's deal, I believe, $175, $70 million in deferrals, and the big sticking point for him, apparently, which was a full no-trade clause out of Chicago.
All right, so he had They changed it on Fangraphs, but he signed a 3-year deal last year.
Yes,
with the Red Sox at $40 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
He was age. I don't remember if the ages. The ages don't act up. So that he was 30, I think. So that was $40 a year for the next 3 years.
With opt-outs in between.
He would opt out at the end of 25 and opt out at the end of 26, and then he was done at the end of 27. And he took that. He got out of that to get 35 a year. Now the 40 a year had deferrals to lower the AAV too.
Yes.
So he was getting 31.7 on the AAV. He's getting 35 in the AAV now for the Cubs. Here's my thing. Was he not going to get any type of extension after 2027 for 35 a year? I mean, he decided to, let's see, I got to try to do the math on the air, which is never good. He decided to give up $10 million early to gain the additional 3 years of 35 a year. Mm-hmm. It's probably not that bad of a deal for him. It probably balances itself out. I think it's hard to turn down $40 million a year. A lot of that's deferrals too, so he's going to get less money in the future. It probably is very close to what he had with the Boston Red Sox. I'm sure his agents and everything laid out, the time the money over time calculations for this because that's what these guys have to do to make some more money. So he gets to go to a place that doesn't have that has a full no trade. Full no trade? Is that what it said?
Full no trade, no options. So he is in Chicago for 5 years at 175.
Yeah. I mean, he gets the money he thinks he deserved to get. He makes less in the near term, more in the long term. He's got more security. This will be the last contract he probably signs. He's got to be 32 next season, at the end of next season. So 33, 34, 35, 36. He'll be a free agent when he's 37 years old. Probably could still sign one more deal, potentially, but this is the big meat and potatoes deal that he was looking for. He got the extra 3 years he wanted that Boston did not give him. And for the Cubs get a guy that they missed out on last year.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the first time the Cubbies have gone for him. But from that Boston perspective, this deal highlights a growing sense of urgency. After trading Rafael Devers to clear future payroll, expectations were that the Red Sox would aggressively re-enter the market. Instead, with few remaining fits and key targets disappearing, Boston risks emerging from this offseason without a meaningful addition. In a division where the rivals are actively improving, standing could still prove costly. This has been a disaster for the Boston Red Sox because the Red Sox felt as though this was a done deal. They thought that Bregman was coming back. They thought that, there are other suitors out there, but none of them are as serious. Apparently, Boston was expecting him to take a deal with a limited no trade clause. I'm not sure about the options, but I know that the no trade clause was a big issue. And remember, they traded Rafael Devers, who was locked down for 10 years, to make room for him, or to make room for Bregman, and now they have neither one of them. This last 12 months for the Red Sox has been an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the Rafael Devers situation. They give Rafael Devers this big contract. He's supposed to be the face of the franchise. Then they signed Bregman. They had to move Rafael Devers off of third base, which he wasn't a good third baseman defensively anyway. That pisses off the guy that you have under contract for 10 years, whatever it was, to the point where you end up having to trade him because you wanted to get younger with Alex Bregman. I don't even know how much younger he is, right? Like, aren't they around the same age?
I believe so, yeah.
And so you decided to cater to the guy that has opt-outs after every year, thinking you were going to sign him to a long-term contract. And so you got rid of Rafael Devers, and now you don't have Alex Bregman. Oh, and by the way, all the names that were listed that the Red Sox were interested in during the offseason that they could potentially sign have all signed elsewhere. They talked about a Pete Alonso, who is now in Baltimore. They talked about Kyle Tucker, who... he hasn't signed yet, but he was talking to the Blue Jays, right? They thought about, Bo Bichette, who's now meeting with the Phillies. I mean, you start going through the list. They put all their apples in one basket, all their eggs in the basket of Alex Bregman. He signs with the Cubs. Now it's time for the Red Sox to pivot, but it might be too late if they can't make a deal to get Kyle Tucker, and he ends up going to the Blue Jays. Maybe they end up with Bo Bichette, but he's talking with the Phillies. They already missed out on Pete Alonso, who's with Baltimore. Oh, and by the way, what do two of those three teams have in common, Frank?
They're in your division.
They're in your division. So your division's getting better. You haven't made yourself better. You're not, you missed out on all these potential ads. This is a rough offseason for the Boston Red Sox, who thought that we're going to be there. I mean, they're turning into the Giants.
And if we're being honest here, Kyle Tucker really isn't a realistic option for Boston.
No, they're loaded. They have so many outfielders.
You have a log jam in the outfield as it is. You're only going to make that worse. And the log jam is Jarren Duran and a bunch of young guys who are just coming up that can play in the outfield. So it's not like you can make one of them a DH, and you're not going to pay a guy like Kyle Tucker as much money as he's commanding to be a strict DH. There's no way. Boston has completely shot themselves in the foot this offseason. It's going to take a name like Kyle Tucker for Red Sox fans to not have a mutiny, but that guy doesn't fit with you, and everyone else is gone.
Yeah, they fumbled the bag on this deal for sure. and the offseason. We'll see what the Red Sox do here in the next couple of weeks or so. When we come back, we got into the sports thread. What else is going on in professional sports? Interesting PGA Tour news on a couple of different facets. I think we got the lineup or the roster for the Farmers Insurance Open that we will get to, but also somebody from Live Golf that is now coming back to the PGA. What are the penalties after he went and got his bag? We'll talk about it when we come back on the sports thread on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number one sports station, 97 through the Fan. It's about that time. Not that time, but close to that time. Remember to tune in at 1 o'clock and listen at 1 o'clock for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all the fan staff. Register your name at 97tothefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. All of our guests, and we've had a lot of phone calls today, they appear on the fan hotline, which is sponsored by David P. Shapiro. It's the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. As we broadcast live from the Bill House Studios, we know how, it is time for us to get to today's sports thread.
You know that group chat, the one that's always blowing up with the biggest sports takes, debates, and breaking news?
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me?
Yeah, we've got that too. Welcome to the Sports Thread, where we break down the top 5 stories in sports, just like you would with your crew.
Oh, no! Disaster! What a bad idea!
No filters, no silence, just real talk. Brought to you by QC Kinetics. Stop sitting on the sidelines. QC Kinetics gets you back in the game without surgery. To learn how, visit QCkinetics.com.
All right, Frank, what's going on in the sports world today?
First of all, we have an honorable mention here. I just saw the Baltimore Orioles just released their promotions calendar for today, for this season. On May 8th, Friday, May 8th, against the Oakland A's, they are giving away to the first 15,000 fans Tupac Shakur bobbleheads.
Wow.
First of all, what does Tupac have anything to do with Baltimore at all? And 2, somebody keep up on eBay so I can find one.
He lived in Baltimore from 84 to 88.
Okay, so
where he attended the Baltimore School of the Arts, studying acting and poetry, and developed his artistic voice alongside friends like Jada Pinkett.
I withdraw my objection.
That's what AI says, so who knows if that's even real.
There it is.
But that's when I Googled Tupac Baltimore.
Yeah, as you could tell, guys like Tupac and that musical genre, not really my thing. I respect it.
Right.
But it never really my thing, so I didn't know too much about him.
In the 80s, Shakur's mother found it difficult to find work and struggled with her addiction. In 1984, his family moved from New York City to Baltimore.
Okay.
Beginning in 84, when he was 13, he lived in the Penn Lucy neighborhood with his mother and youngest sister. Yeah, they even have his house, but I guess he kind of grew up in Baltimore. So there you go. That's why he has a connection to Baltimore. He grew up there. Maybe he was an Orioles fan.
There you go. So
there you go.
There you go. We got it.
Learn something new every day. All
Absolutely.
Right. Number 1.
All right. The true number 1 here is that Brooks Koepka has announced that he is returning to the PGA Tour after his spot with Live Golf, after his contract with Live Golf has run out. He informed the PGA of his decision. I believe they said on December 23rd is when he announced that he would become. Was when he told the PGA that he will be coming back. Brooks Koepka. This is a tweet from Dan Rappaport. Brooks Koepka will play in the Farmers tournament and the Waste Management tournament coming up. He is back almost immediately with a financial penalty. The penalty is $5 million charitable donation. So he must make a $5 million charitable donation. He is ineligible for the Players Equity Program for 5 years, which is a projected $50 to $85 million over that term in lost earnings. He is ineligible for this year's FedEx Cup bonus payout, but he is eligible for the President's Cup and the TGL. This is a returning membership policy, which only applies to players who have won a major, or the players since 2022, which would be Koepka, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Smith. So Brooks Koepka is back on the PGA Tour with a $5 million donation and more or less forfeiting there or thereabouts the same amount of money over the same 5-year term.
What'd you say that was called again? The PGA Equity?
The Players Equity Program.
Players Equity Program. I have never heard of that before.
Yeah, giving up virtually the same amount of money over the same term of his live contract, ironically enough, in the Players Equity Program.
Okay. The PGA Tour Player Equity Program awards equity stakes in the new for-profit PGA Tour enterprises for players, aligning their financial success with the tour's growth, rewarding loyalty. So they launched this in 2024 after Live Golf paid guys.
Yeah.
So they can't get the new money he can't get the money that he was getting anyway. You know what? I look at this is such like a put my nose in the air PGA deal.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it works out for Brooks Koepka. He went to Live and got a bag back when the PGA was not paying their golfers to the level that Live Golf was willing to pay. And so Brooks Koepka gets the benefit of both. He went to Live. He played for a couple of years, lived out his contract, got his bag, going back to the PGA. He pays a $5 million fine, $4 million fine, whatever it is. It goes to charity, so charity works out, right? He doesn't get any of the equity stakes, which is probably BS anyway, on the new PGA. And that was the PGA's counter to the Live Golf. Works out for Brooks Koepka. You know what? And when everybody else runs out of their contract for Live, and they already collected their $30 million a year, hundreds of millions of dollars that they were never going to get on the PGA, they get to go back. They already got their equity stake. Mm-hmm. They just got it up front, playing in Live Golf, and now they're going to start getting all the players back. Sounds like a win-win for the people that left for Live and now are coming back.
Yep.
They get to play, and the PGA knows that they got to come back because those are some of the best golfers in the world.
Mm-hmm. And Live has not taken off in any way, shape, or form the way it was expected to.
No, I didn't think it was going to take off. I have no interest in watching Live Golf.
The way the PGA expected it.
I know they were all afraid because they were getting some of the best golfers, but like it didn't mean anything. The way the style of play was interesting, but Live Golf happened, and it didn't. I mean, you could talk about the sports washing that's going on with who owns that organization, but just like as I told everybody else, if somebody is willing to give you hundreds of millions of dollars to do the job that you're currently doing, you're going to take that every single time. There's not a single person that's not going to do that, and that's what all these golfers did. And they got paid double, triple, even quadruple what they were making in the PGA with not even having to win. They just had to show up. And now some of them are coming back. And the PGA knows they need to have these guys back because they're good golfers and it drives television and what's what people want to see. So they can't like ban them because they know that would be a mistake.
And again, that penalty only applies to guys who have won a major or the Players since 2022. Right. And as I had mentioned,
those are all the players that are valuable.
Yeah, that's a John Rahm. That's a Bryson DeChambeau. If you're finishing just above the cut line and finishing in last place after that, this penalty does not apply to you. It applies to the big.
And Sam Fleming in the chat, punishment isn't steep enough. If they made it steep, they wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
They need these guys back. They know they need these guys back, and so they make it simple just to appease like the virtuous Rory McIlroys of the world that didn't have to do this because he was already making top dollar, so he didn't have to take the money from Live, where a lot of these golfers did because the way that they pay out in golf, it's based on results, right? But this is guaranteed money compared to results money. It was foolish for anybody to turn that down. And so they left, and now they get to come back, and because the PGA needs them.
Yep.
Number 2.
This is from Peter Thamel on ESPN. The viability of star Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss playing in college football in 2026 is headed to court in Mississippi, according to his lawyer. Tom Mars told ESPN in a statement Sunday night that he and a noted Mississippi trial lawyer, William Liston, plan to file a suit against the NCAA in state court this week for a preliminary injunction that will aim to secure Chambliss's eligibility for 2026. Liston is also the founder and general counsel for the Grove Collection, Ole Miss's collective for school athletes. The NCAA said the NCAA on Friday denied a waiver for a 6th year of eligibility for Chambliss, who has finished 8th in voting in the Heisman race. So Trinidad Chambliss now taking it to state court to play in 2026.
Well, they have to do that because they already wrote the agreement for him to potentially make money. And now, if he gets to become eligible in court, you know what the loophole is for everybody in college athletics? What the precedent is setting? Sign the guy to a deal of money he was expected to make, claim it as losses if he doesn't get to come back, and then they have to say yes. And that's what all these schools. Diego Pavia is going to play at Vanderbilt forever. Just have him keep signing contracts. Like, oh, this is the money he's going to lose if he leaves. This is the money he's going to lose if he's not deemed eligible. The antitrust laws. Who says he can't play here anymore? Why? Because he's too old? Just wait. Just wait.
I mean,
eventually got to cut these guys off or eliminate all eligibility and just let it be the minor leagues. That's the two avenues we're going here right now with college football.
I understand granting kids an extra year of eligibility for COVID. I understand that. And
now it's getting abused.
Yeah, this is going way too far now. I mean,
what year of eligibility is he looking for again?
He's looking for year 6. So I believe his freshman year would have been a COVID year. So
I think we're out. I thought they're out of the COVID year kids now. Like this is the last group.
This might be the last group. I'm not sure. But I understood it for that reason, but we're starting to get to ridiculous territory.
Well, they're talking about 5 years now, and they're going to just keep escalating and escalating and escalating, and then you're going to say then there's going to be some top 9 stuff. Then you're going to have women's sports. There's going to be no eligibility problems. I mean, the thing is he did redshirt his first year, and he didn't participate his second year at Ferris State, so he's only played in 3 seasons technically. But I don't know. We'll see if he gets granted the appeal to play at Ole Miss. He should just enter the draft. He'll probably be the best option in the draft.
Probably.
New lunchtime hour when we come back.
Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club.
Okay. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle decides, no, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here?
Oh! Shot. Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials.
Rocks. The next group coming up too. Ow! I don't know how good it is.
Punch, 1840. Ha ha!
Phillip Rivers.
God. He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
Falcon. They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon of got here. How we
I could just put it in my bag. Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but.
Wow! That's Gary's 7th mulligan. I think I'll pick up that other one.
Cigar guy.
Trade myself to their. That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right?
Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? 1. Hey, bud. Go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club.
Okay. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle decides, no, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here?
Oh!
Shot.
Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials.
Rocks. The next group coming up too. Ow! I don't know how good it is.
Punch, 1840. Ha ha.
I mean, Phillip Rivers.
God. He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
Falcon. They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon. We got here. How we
I could just put it in my bag.
Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these? We didn't win, but
Wow! That's Gary's 7th mulligan. I think I'll pick up that other one.
Cigar guy.
Trade myself to there. That's not a bad putt. Cut. Get there!
Oh, we got a bird, right? Under now. That was a great putt by you, by the way. I don't know why you want to be on camera.
What? One.
Hey, bud.
Go. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Oh, there we go.
Did the director's cabinet give you that shirt? Did you block out the noise and just swing it? We got a bunch of guys that let the noise get into their heads and they're swinging the club.
Okay. Ready. I like to think I'm making Kyle better. I've been hitting balls down the middle and Kyle's side. No, that's not good enough. All right, what goes further? Braden's drive or me throwing the football here?
Oh! Shot. Wow. Hey, put that one in between commercials.
Rocks. The next group coming up too. Ow! I don't know how good it is.
Punch, 1840. Ha ha.
I mean, Phillip Rivers.
God. He played quarterback in high school, by the way.
Falcon. They didn't have many quarterbacks in Colorado.
Falcon. We got here. How we
I could just put it in my bag.
Do you have one of those? Do you have one of these?
Slam to North County. No one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime year.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
New lunchtime hour on the Fan. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. It's the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's #1 sports station 97.3. The Fan. I want to remind you that all guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. In the next couple of segments, we are going to have our midday sports standoff. It's a fun one. If you don't like the Chargers, it's not going to be as fun if you like the Chargers. That's the hint for the day. So you can give us a phone call, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. We were discussing earlier today on the show, this is the 9th anniversary of the Chargers leaving San Diego today. I can't believe they've been gone for 9 years already. We had a lot of people calling in early about it, about the conversation, why they left, why city's to blame, as well as the Spanos family. I mean, all that stuff. We've heard that for years. I just can't believe it's already been 9 years. Obviously, there's a lot of things that come with that are downsides to the city of San Diego. There's a lot of positive things that have happened that have benefited the city of San Diego. It's going to continue to be the conversation, I think, every single time we get to January of a year, especially after the Chargers have been eliminated from the postseason. Haven't had time to completely dive into the NFL today. We had a lot of good NFL games over the weekend, and I think we're going to do that here. We're going to get to some interesting stuff with the Padres as well. We keep seeing this article pop up. Keep seeing the bottom line. Keep seeing the questions, and AJ Cassaville had something on the Padres about weighing the pros and cons of dealing a reliever for a starter. Bullpen's loaded for the Padres. Starting pitching could probably use another arm. And as I've mentioned before, I've talked about this a lot. A lot of people ask me this. I believe that the Padres' current starting rotation is good enough to get them to the trade deadline. And I don't think it's that crazy to say. It's good enough to get you to the trade deadline. Now, you have some inherent risk of Joe Musgrove coming back from injury. You have some inherent risk about Randy Vasquez and can he keep things going as after he put together a really good season last year, but it just felt like it was about to burst at the seams a lot of times for Randy Vasquez. Can Nick Pivetta replicate what he did last year as one of his career years in a major league uniform? And of course, Michael King is back and hopefully he's healthy for the whole season. There's question marks there, but on paper, I really believe that the Padres can go into the season with the starting rotation with a couple of guys near the back end that can fill in for games and they can get to the trade deadline. I don't think this rotation can get them through the playoffs, but I think they could get them to the trade deadline for sure. Which leads to, do you make a trade before the season starts? Do you make a trade during spring training, before spring training? How are you going to fill out the rest of the starting rotation? I think they got to invite a lot of guys to camp, let them compete. We've seen, and ESPN, we'll talk about this more tomorrow, ESPN put out another update on Major League Baseball free agents and who has fits. And right now, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer were listed with the Padres as potentially being a fit. Older players, they got a lot of money and that is getting backloaded, right, on the deferred money from multiple teams. Probably not going to cost a lot. They're up there in age. You're trying to get find lightning in the bottle. Same thing as the case for they had Marcell Ozuna listed as that potential piece. And I forgot there was another DH on there too that I forgot, but we're going to talk about that tomorrow. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. We'll talk about the NFL over the weekend here in a second. Let's get back to your phone calls. Thomas in San Diego, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, Thomas?
Hey, Braden, great show. Thanks for taking my call, too, okay?
Appreciate that. What do you got for us today?
I am born and raised here in San Diego, and it just thrills me to no end to see the Chargers lose.
Did you enjoy the game yesterday, Thomas?
Oh my gosh, I was with a bunch of friends, and like you, I never thought I would be rooting for the Patriots. That's just insane. But I do feel really bad for their quarterback, or the Chargers quarterback. I can't even say his name because I feel bad for him. He seems like a really great guy, but he was getting killed all the game.
I feel bad for Justin Herbert, too. He grew up a Chargers fan in Oregon when they were here in San Diego. I mean, could you imagine what it would be like to root for a guy like that here and playing here in San Diego, a kid that grew up wanting to be a Chargers quarterback for his entire career and his entire life, and now he's got to do it in L.A.? That's super lame. Thomas, I will ask you this question, last thing for you before I let you go. How much better did you feel waking up this morning on a Monday than you would have 10 years ago if you watched that game as a Chargers fan?
Oh, insane, right? Absolutely insane. I would have been, I don't think I would have even gotten out of bed being so depressed, but I woke up pretty happy today.
That's right. Well, you know what? As somebody said on Twitter, and Thomas, appreciate the phone call, brother. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. My blood pressure is way lower not having to root for them anymore. That's true. That's true. All right, let's get to the other games of the weekend. As Frank deemed Cinema Saturday, we had some great football on Saturdays where we recapped the NFL weekend. We'll get back to your phone calls in just a little bit. I know a lot of people wanted to weigh in on the Charger stuff today. But Cinema Saturday, Frank, let's take a look at the Rams and the Carolina Panthers. And Saturday's game, now most of this game I was calling a women's basketball game. Shout out to USD women's basketball and their head coach Blanche Alverson, who got her first West Coast Conference win in the new era of the Alverson era of women's basketball. They needed to get that win to get a monkey off their back. I mean, USD women's basketball has played the exact same game for the last 4 West Coast Conference games. Start off slow, put a comeback together, lose final possession. That was the same thing on Saturday afternoon, except they were able to pull away in the fourth quarter and get a victory. I think once they get that victory, they'll be able to run through the West Coast Conference and add a couple more victories as they go about. We'll keep you updated on that as it goes later in the season. We'll talk Aztecs basketball here in a second as well. But what did we say, Frank? What did we say about this game? We said
that the Bears and Packers were going to be the best game, and that's exactly what happened.
No. We also said that all of these 4 seeds that never deserve to be in the playoffs, and they shouldn't be in the playoffs, they shouldn't host the playoff game, and it's like, oh, it's going to be an ass kicking every single time. Is it ever an ass kicking? No. In fact, the Panthers had the lead at the 2-minute warning. They took the lead with the 2-minute warning still, and the Rams drove down the field. They scored with 30-something seconds left to make it a 3-point game, or at least in a field goal range for Carolina. Made it a 3-point game. The Panthers, in this day and age of the NFL, you just got to get to like the 50-yard line. You got a chance to tie the game. Carolina ran out of gas, but you know what? It was a valiant effort from the Carolina Panthers. They got the advantage of playing at home, but this is why I never want to hear any BS about how, this team doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. They got to go. No, well, the point of the divisions are, if you win your division, you're in the postseason. There's good teams in the NFL. There's good teams in the NFL. There's good divisions. There's bad divisions, but you know what? This is always a tight game. That's why I say don't take the Rams minus 10.5 to a team they already lost to earlier in the year. It was going to be a close one, and that was a thriller. That was one of the games that I thought a lot of people thought was going to be a blowout. That ended up being one of the best games of the weekend.
Yeah, not a single game was a bad game this weekend, and this was a great. Sunday was going to be difficult to match up against. After not just this game, but both games that you got on Saturday, it was going to be a rough follow up for Sunday. I mean, Carolina to be remotely competitive in that game was unexpected, at least from my end. I didn't think they were going to lose by the 10.5 that the spread was, but the fact that it was even that close was a great sign for the parity of the NFL.
It's the beauty of the NFL, man. It's the beauty of the NFL. And we'll talk about Sunday's games in a second, but then you go to the Saturday night's game. Now I had a great night on Saturday. You know, this is, sometimes you need this. Okay. Sometimes you need me time. So Saturday I did the women's basketball game for USD, and there was kind of a gray area on plans of what we were doing Saturday night with Will and those guys. So I needed to know before I went to USD if we were doing something. It was up in the air. Okay. I think once you get to 30, I need plans, dude. Otherwise, I can't just like, oh yeah, let me just go out. Yeah. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I needed at least an idea, so I had to bring a change of clothes. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to go out wearing a NCAA polo.
Yeah.
It looks stupid. I look like, what's that guy's name? Oh my God. I look like, I forget his name. You know, he's got the classic like NFL hat.
Oh,
what's that actor's name? It's not Mike Rowe. That's the guy that does Dirty Jobs. What is that guy's name? I forget. That's why I felt like if I wear an NCAA polo.
Like I'll give another example. Like Zach Hampel always wears the MLB umpire's hat. Like he doesn't wear an affiliated hat unless he's trying.
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
The Rob Lowe cap meme where he's just like, I'm just an NFL fan. That's like that. That would have been me showing up to a bar wearing an NCAA polo. I didn't have a jacket, anything like that. So I was like, okay. I didn't know before I get down to USD if we're doing anything. I get told that they're going to start, my friends are going to do something after I have already made the decision that I'm not doing anything. Once you get to that point, there's no coming back.
No.
I have convinced myself that I'm going to have a nice evening by myself. I'm in the market. I'm looking for a house, looking for a condo. So right now, as I'm saving money, living at home, it's hard to live in San Diego in general. My parents were out. Okay. They went to David Spade over the weekend.
Nice.
I had the house to myself. My friend was hanging out with her girls, which, by the way, is great. She hadn't seen the girls in a long time. She had girls' night out. Great. I have no responsibilities. I have nothing to do. I picked up sushi on the way home. I had myself a night. Okay. I picked up sushi on the way home. For some reason, I decided to go ahead and order on my phone so I could pick it up on the way home. The sushi spot by my house, Toto Sushi. Shout out to them. And so I order it through whatever, the DoorDash, I think is what their online ordering was through. For some reason, DoorDash did not send them the order until I got there. It's a fun bit, Juan, okay? Relax. And so I get there, and like the order just came through, so they felt bad. So I got a free miso soup out of the deal. They took care of me. It's great. Waiting for my order. I pick up the food. I get home. I'm locked in, okay? I got the sushi, right? I'm sitting there in the nice chair. I got a fire going in the fireplace. I got Packers and Bears on. Anybody mind if Braden has a Saturday night? Does anybody mind? I had a great Saturday night. You know what? Sometimes you need some me time. It was phenomenal. And you know what? I put on Bears Packers. And for the entire first half, I'm going, what are you doing, Bears? What are the Bears doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Which leads to a bigger topic of the NFL in terms of the conversations of coaching. There's a lot of guys that outcoach themselves. I thought Brian Johnson was starting to do that in the game for the Bears. Packers jumped out to this huge lead. I mean, they looked like they couldn't be stopped. Bears just were like, oh my God. Going for a fourth down. I mean, they looked like, I mean, was Ron Rivera the head coach of that game? Did he come out of nowhere? Riverboat Ron rolling the dice. Then in the second half, the turn, I mean, the Bears outscored the Packers 25-6 in the fourth quarter. I thought, Frank, I was rewatching Carlsbad Cathedral Catholic CIF Open Championship game. It looked the exact same. It looked the exact same.
I have a couple friends who are Bears fans, and one of them who I was able to talk to during the game.
The Bears. I'm surprised you haven't hit the thing yet.
I said, how do you watch this team? I started watching in the second half. I'm like, how do you watch this team? I've been watching Bears football for 45 minutes, and I've already had 3 heart attacks, and 2 of them not for good reasons. I have no idea how anyone watches the Bears and is still like a sane, rational human being. That entire fourth quarter, I don't know how Caleb Williams, I figured it out. Caleb Williams either overthrew or spiked every single pass he threw, except for ones where he was running for his life. That fourth down catch with a couple minutes to go was unbelievable. The throw, the way he just dropped it in there was unbelievable. And I figured out why he's able to do that. Because when you are so used to making plays running for your life, it becomes easier than being able to drop back, settle in, actually survey the field, and think about what you're doing. When you're doing what you're what you're supposed to be doing is harder than what you're not supposed to be doing, I don't know. You may not be that great a quarterback, but he made the impossible look easy and made the easy look impossible, especially in that fourth quarter.
I'm not a big Caleb Williams fan. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. I think he is now surrounded by success. He's got one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. He's got a great receiving core. He's got 2 running backs that are dynamic players, and he's got a great offensive coordinator who is their head coach in Ben Johnson. Like, he's surrounded by talent. And I don't know how, I agree with you. It is head scratching. The throws that he makes to guys that are wide open.
He's
head scratching. And then the fourth down play, like Frank's talking about, that was the best throw I've ever seen Caleb Williams make in his career.
And that was after he had spiked and threw short every single pass on that drive up to that point. He spiked every pass on that drive until that fourth down pass.
The game goes down to the wire and it becomes awesome. And then, that was the game where like missed extra points cost them. I mean, the Packers hit their extra point in that third quarter because I think they scored 6 in the third, or they scored 6 in the fourth. I forget when they scored 6. It was the only points that they scored in the second half.
It was the touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Quarter.
That was to give them the lead. He nailed that one. But it was the missed extra point. Plus, it was also the missed field goal.
Well, he missed the field goal too.
It was the missed field goal right after the delay of game that pushed him back 5 extra yards. And had they not gotten that delay of game penalty, then he would have made that field goal. So yeah, McManus is going to have a time in Green Bay.
Well, that was a tough. I mean, that's a place where it's tough to kick, though. That's a place that's tough to kick. We saw that.
There's a lot of wind.
Pittsburgh tonight. That's a place that's tough to kick. But that was a fatal flaw for the Green Bay Packers. And you sit and you look at the box score, and you go like, "What in the world happened?" Yeah, it was the touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They make that PAT. They're driving to kick a field goal to tie it, send it overtime, instead of having to find a touchdown there late in the game that they almost were able to get. And so the Green Bay Packers come up short. And now you look at Matt LaFleur and his situation, and we got an update on that. But he's a lame duck guy unless they come up with an extension. But Matt LaFleur's been a part of a lot of teams that have blown massive leads, including the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. He was on that staff. But that was a major choke job by the Green Bay Packers, who really balled out in the first half with all the injuries that they have had leading up to the season.
Yeah, friend of the show, Annie Agar, was going through it last night as she went to a Bears bar, and just she said the walk back home was horrific. Not just lamenting the loss and like hearing the honking, hearing all the restaurants still going crazy. But I mean, this is that game one's going to be a hard one for Green Bay to live down, because there were a couple penalties that were on Jordan Love at the end of that game. He had back-to-back drives where he had intentional grounding penalties. That entire second half was everything you've expected the Green Bay Packers to not be. They were in that second half. And the Bears took, to their credit, took full advantage of it.
We got to take a quick break. We will continue the conversation. We'll talk about Sunday's games that were also ultimates, like absolute cinema. We'll get your phone calls as well. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. As we head to break on the Braden Surprenant Show, Settings on Sports Station 97 through the Fan. When we come back from break, on our next break, we're going to play the midday sports standoff. Get in line to try to play. Today's going to be a good day. If you can take me down in some sports trivia, you'd be qualified for a chance to win our grand prize. 2 tickets to Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy's solo hits, and more, only in Las Vegas this March 11th through the 21st and September 18th through the 26th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973 to participate in that as we go to break. We still haven't talked about Aztecs basketball. We're going to talk about the games on Sunday as well. Do you want to get back to your phone calls? Let's get out to Scott and Tierra Santa. Scott, you're on the Braden Surprenant Show. What's going on, man?
Hey, Happy New Year to you guys. Hope all is well. And Frank, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. This is paradise, brother. Anyway, so I have to tell you, I'm in line with that last caller regarding the Chargers. I own season tickets, 4 season tickets to the Chargers since 1971. I'm a pretty bitter guy. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't even want to tell you. And as long as Dean Spanos and that family owns that team, I root for whoever they're playing. I don't root against them, but I just root for whoever they're playing because I kind of like the players. But that guy Spanos doesn't deserve a dime of success. My second point is this. It's getting hard to watch these games. These officials are horrible. They're ruining these games. The calls they're making, the missed calls, it's disgusting. It really is. And it's just nothing like what I remember watching. I've seen every Super Bowl game. I'm 70 years old. I remember the days when, Dick Butkus would clothesline you come over the middle. This rule of letting players assist running backs from behind has always been a rule against that. I played football all the way through Point Loma High School, and the rule was you could not assist a ball carrier from behind. And it's turning into rugby, and it's hard as hell to watch. I can't stand it. They have to get rid of that stupid tush-push rule. I hate it.
It's Scott, it's funny. We got a penalty for that in the CIF championship game this year against Carlsbad, an aiding the runner penalty, which still exists. Nobody ever calls it. I couldn't believe that was the penalty that we got in that game. But it still exists, Scott. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's just only in the high school level because they like the tush push, people talking about it. But I agree with you on that. I mean, I thought the officiating in the NFL, and Scott, appreciate the phone call. It's not been very good. The playoffs have not been very good. In terms of I cannot believe how many face masks have been missed. I don't know how you miss a face mask call. Everybody on the planet can see it. The face mask misses to me are just unbelievable. You start looking at the penalty disparities, by the way. I mean, it's just like heavily favored for the team that ends up winning the contest. But some of these games being officiated were just not very good over the weekend. It's a tough job. I get it's a tough job. I think a lot of the best officials might have retired because of at the lower level. I think we're not getting the best at the lower levels either because these poor guys at the lower level got to deal with parents and coaches being unruly. It's a tough gig, but it definitely needs to be fixed. There's definitely a lot of games that need to be officiated a little bit. I can't. The blatantly missed face masks are egregious though. I mean, if you miss a hold, there's holding on almost every play. There's other plays that are like, okay, this is ticky tack, but some of the stuff is just egregious. 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's talk about the Bills and the Jags game for a little bit. That was another fun game.
Yep.
And again, that's a game that if I watched on TV at my house, I'd be like, oh, this is a solid game. You watch that at a watch party with a bunch of people going nuts, it's fun.
Yes.
It's fun. Wait, we watched that at the local yesterday, PB Local.
Mm-hmm.
Bills fans going nuts. I don't know about the DJ making comments about the analysis of the games, though. That was kind of interesting. That's where you punt there. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Don't you have a beer chugging contest to run? How about that? They do a beer chugging contest at the PB Local yesterday, and they get there like, all right, sir, what's your name? Where are you from? Go Birds! Excuse me. He starts getting booed incessantly.
Not as.
He got booed more than the next guy was from Michigan, but he was a Cowboys fan. He didn't get booed as much.
You could hear the disappointment though. It's like, oh God, okay.
DJ goes, where are the Bills fans? And they got a Bills fan up there finally did the beer chugging contest. Go Birds.
It was a Bills fan, a Eagles fan, Cowboy, and a Packers fan.
That sounds like
beer chug.
the start. That sounds like a start of a joke. So an Eagles fan, a Cowboys fan, and a Packers fan walk into a Bills watch party. I still can't believe how many people did not notice Perez's hat.
It was
the back-to-back Cowboys Super Bowl champions hat he wore to a Bills watch party. And if you don't get the joke, you're not a Bills fan. That's all I gotta say. The all Bills fans. He should have been banned from entering that place. I would have been like, get out. Could you imagine you're at a Chargers Super Bowl party?
Really?
You're at a Chargers watch party and people are walking in with the Niners Super Bowl champions hat just for that year? Out. Hey, let's go Padres, right? Padres watch party at Park 101, and some dude walks in with a 1998 World Series champion hat. Out. Right here. Out. Get rid of this guy. He's had too much to drink. I haven't had anything to drink yet. Get out.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't just straight deny the business. I would say, here, put your name on this hat. Put your name on this hat. Put it in the bin. You can pick it up later. You're allowed in. You might pay a little bit more, but you're not wearing this hat in here.
You can't wear that hat. No, that's like the some of the teams that limit the fans sitting behind home plate.
Yes.
Give you like the Yankees used to give a Yankees gear to those people. I don't see that as much anymore. I saw a lot of Padres fans sitting behind home plate at Yankee Stadium last year for Padres Yankees. We'll see about that for the Red Sox when the Padres go to Fenway. 833-288-973, 833-288-973. We're going to talk more NFL in just a little bit. When we come back, though, it is time for a midday sports standoff. Give us a call, 833-288-973, 833-288-973. If you could take me down in some sports trivia today, which, by the way, is Charger related.
It is.
It is Charger related. If you could take me down in some sports trivia today, you will be qualified for a chance to win our grand prize, 2 tickets to see Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live Park MGM, a 2-night stay at Park MGM Las Vegas, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his best of all worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen years, Sammy solo hits, and more. Only in Las Vegas this March 11th through the 21st, September 18th to the 26th, Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. We'll do that when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Sports Station 97 through the Fan. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. In about 20 minutes or so, we will be announcing today's biggest fans, so stay tuned to that. But we need to get to today's midday sports standoff on the Braden Surprenant Show. Let's get to it and see if we can get a contestant to take me down some sports trivia to qualify for a chance to win a trip to Vegas.
Welcome to Midday Sports Standoff on the Braden Surprenant Show.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
The ultimate head-to-head battle where sports knowledge and quick thinking collide.
No, it's no good. Are you kidding me?
Contestants will go toe-to-toe with Braden in a sports trivia deal where every correct answer brings them closer to victory.
Down the sideline! Wow! Unbelievable!
But 3 strikes and it's game over.
This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
Can you outsmart Braden? The Midday Sports Standoff starts now.
All right, Frank, what do we got playing today?
Today we have, that would be Terry in Mission Valley. Terry, how you doing today, bud? Oh, hold on. Wrong one. Terry, how you doing today, bud?
Pretty good. Thanks, Mike.
All right. So today's question is, as we had mentioned, it was a Chargers-related topic. Since 1990, the Chargers have been to the playoffs, 15 times?
Sure.
They've lost to 9 different teams in that span. Who are the 9 teams that the Chargers have lost to in the NFL playoffs since 1990? And I will say this to give both of you guys a hint. There are no tricks here. So, like, the Baltimore Colts will not be on this list. The Houston Oilers will not be on this list. Everyone who is in the NFL right now is one of the answers. Okay? So, Terry, you have the first guess.
I'm going with New England.
They have lost to the Patriots 4 times in the postseason, 2006, 2007, 2018, and yesterday. Right?
Yeah, that's a tough team for them to get through. All right, so he said New England.
There's only one. There's one other team they've lost to multiple times.
I'm going to go with the one of the other easy ones, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They lost the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2008. Terry.
About Houston Texans.
Lost to the Houston Texans last year.
We'll go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lost to the Jags in 2022. So, Terry, up next, 2 of the Chargers lost to in the playoffs since 1990.
My buddy Ed being the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore.
They have not lost to the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs since 1990. Braden.
Yeah, they beat the Ravens in 2018, I think. They haven't really played the Ravens too many times. I do remember a rough game for them on the Nate Kading game. Well, one of a couple of Nate Kading games. And those, the New York Jets was one of them.
They lost to the Jets in 2004 and in 2009. So the rest of them are single losses. Terry?
I'll go with Denver.
They lost to the Denver Broncos in 2013. Tied again, 3-3. Braden?
9 of these, you said?
Yes, there are 9. Teams. So there's 3 teams left.
Okay. I said the Jets already.
You got all of
the year I was born, they lost to the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts.
Lost to the Colts in 1995.
Which is a tough one because the Chargers had owned the Colts in most of the playoffs.
Terry, you got to get this one.
I remember the New York Jets.
Yeah, we said the Jets already.
About.
Just referenced it last segment.
Seahawks.
They have not lost to the Seahawks. Terry, if Braden gets this answer, who you will unfortunately be eliminated.
That would be the team that they lost to in the Super Bowl, which would be the San Francisco 49ers.
Yep, that is correct answer number 5. Terry, you can't beat him. Thank you for playing, though. There is one team left on the list.
What year was it?
It would have been 92, the year I was born.
I feel like they lost maybe it was like the Dolphins or something like that.
It was the Miami Dolphins. So there you go.
All right. Well done. I knew all my Chargers history. Bang, bang, Niner gang. How many times did I have to listen to that song yesterday?
Oh God, I know.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
I got it once after the touchdown on the first drive.
I love it, dude. I've seen the Eagles lose. It was great. We're gonna talk about that game in the next hour. Let's get back to we didn't really get to break down the Bills game. We broke down the Bills watch party. Didn't get to watch break down the Bills game in general. Costly turnovers for both teams. I mean, Jacksonville. Now, here's the deal. This is something that, I think this is a good time to bring this up because I thought the Bills played a good football game. I thought they were better than Jacksonville. Because they had Josh Allen. Now, from a roster perspective, Jacksonville had a better roster, a good defense, better weapons than Buffalo does. Buffalo has Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. And when you got a quarterback like Josh Allen, you're going to be in a lot of games. And so you had, the back and forth. It was an exciting game. It was a fun game to watch. Yes, I had blue light. That is Braden Surprenant approved, the blue light. LeBay light, whatever it is.
Oh,
yes.
Beer. Yeah.
That was pretty good. I just Jacksonville, they had a sneaky season this year, but Trevor Lawrence did not have that great of a game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Josh Allen did have a good game. Josh Allen, 28 for 35, 273, 1 touchdown, no picks. He also used his legs a lot with 2 rushing touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, on the other hand, 18 for 30, 207 yards, threw 2 picks, very costly, scored the 3 touchdowns, of course. But the thing that drove me nuts about Jacksonville was they could run the football. And Buffalo could not stop the run, and they got away from it, and it started to burn them when they could have just been running it with ETN. They were controlling the line of scrimmage, and they got away from running the football. And I don't know why they were trying to do that. It didn't make any sense. And I got to go back to what was a very head-scratching weekend for NFL coaches on decision-making. That was another head-scratching move by Cohen, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know why they weren't running the football. I mean, there was a lot of misguided plays when it comes to clock management and everything like that between the two teams, but Buffalo ends up getting the dub. They're going to Denver to take on the Broncos. I think Josh Allen could beat Denver on the road. That was the first, by the way, that was the first road playoff win for the Bills in both Frank and my lifetime. They hadn't done it since 92. It's the last time that they've never done it since 92.
No, yeah, that was the last time they had won a road playoff game. I think 0-5 with
I think
Josh
that's
Allen.
what it was. Now, most of those were against like really good quarterbacks and all that stuff. But what happened after the fact? Did you see this? It was you had the situation. I think Adam sent me the tweet, and I want you to play this because we have some time. Let me see if I can hook it up for you. But Adam Schefter tweeted it out. It was the post-game exchange between one of the reporters not really a reporter. I guess it was I guess she's a columnist that covers the Jags. So they called on her during the Liam Cohen press conference.
Why do I think I kind of halfway remember
because
seeing
we didn't
this?
because this was on social media last night. It was a big deal. Like Dennis Dodd was freaking out about he's retweeting all of these deals about the job of journalism and all this other stuff. But Adam Schefter had it 22 hours ago about the exchange. And all of these old school media members are just crushing it. And Dennis Dodd's retweeting all of these. But here comes the whole don't be a fan narrative from reporters. So once Frank has it, it's from Adam Schefter from 22 hours ago. It's a clip. It's a video clip. It's 19 seconds of a columnist in Jacksonville basically congratulating Liam Cohen and the Jags on a good season.
Okay. I got it.
Got it. Here we go. Let's hear the comment. Not even a question, just the comment.
want to tell you congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
you. You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, man.
Like, to me, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No,
I really don't. I think you're really grasping at straws here. I mean, all the prestigious media people that like to get on their high horse and all this other stuff that, by the way, they all fan themselves. And it's kind of gross when they do it. I mean, should she have not said we? Probably. I probably shouldn't have said we. Probably should have said, like, we got a great season next year and all that stuff. Is this something she probably should have told Liam Cohen one-on-one?
Yes.
Sure.
I'll say that, yes.
Okay. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's really not that big of a deal. I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
No.
Like Dan Wolken had this, what would give you the impression that was a reporter? It's like, okay. John Waro on Twitter, he has an AP logo as his little thing. Either be a reporter or be a fan. You can't do both. I mean, do you read what some of these guys put out there sometimes?
I mean,
don't throw rocks when you live in a glass house.
I mean, that's just, if you're a reporter saying that, I'm just going to use Jeff Passan as an example. He hasn't tweeted anything like this. I'm just using it as an example. If he tweets something out like that, and then you look back at all of his stuff that he's done reporting on the Dodgers. So you're basically admitting now to bootlicking the Dodgers is what you're admitting to now. Either be a fan or be a reporter. You can't do both. So you're just kissing the Dodgers rear end for no reason. That's basically kind of how I look at it. And it is one thing to wear like a player's jersey in a press box. That's one thing. That bothered me when I went to see San Diego FC take on TJ.
Yeah. I agree with that.
That bothered me.
100%. I agree with that.
And I agree with you 100%. That is something that she should have said. She should have pulled aside and said that in a one-on-one situation. But I don't see that being egregious. I wouldn't say it's.
Would you say it's a misuse of a credential? I don't think so. I mean, you should see the credentials they hand out all the time. I mean, I look at like every local college, like the University of Arizona has all these bloggers that show up. They're just fans.
Yeah.
They're just fans. I mean, they've gotten rid of that whole, respect the credential thing years ago. A lot of outlets are getting credentials that are, bloggers and fan sites, and that's okay. But like, God forbid she says, congrats on a good season. It's honestly not that big of a deal. Here's what
I don't think it would have been a big deal if she would have just left it as the congrats on a good season. The going on is what I think did it, but context is king.
It was 19 seconds.
I know, but context is king. I want to know what happened after that, because if she just sat down,
that was it. She didn't ask the question.
She should have asked the question
and then said congrats.
Then that's a problem.
I still don't think it's that big of a deal. I
don't think it's a big deal. I don't think that's something that should bar her from getting a credential ever again.
She's been there for 30 years as a columnist.
But that's ask a question at the very least, because it doesn't look as bad.
I agree with Woods on this. I don't like the whole, like, all these prestigious writers that get on their high horse about all they ask the dumbest questions.
Yes, they do.
They ask stupid questions, and the fact that they get all upset about, I ask a question. Like, come on, you guys ask the dumbest stuff all the time. The dumbest stuff. James Boyd. Here's what he said. He said, Dennis Dodd, just look at his Twitter, man. He's just retweeting. General public doesn't understand, but when this woman congratulated Liam Cohen, which is a good-natured gesture, it was also a misuse of her access. You're there to ask questions, not actively root for the team you cover. I'm not mad about it, but it's wild behavior. I would not consider that wild behavior.
I wouldn't say.
All she said was she congratulated them on a good season. That's what she said. It's all right, whatever. Like, he had a smile on his face. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's funny to me, the people that are constantly doing this themselves as national reporters. Like, all the national reporters in baseball have kissed the Dodgers' ass to an unhealthy level, but that's fine. But she can't say, like, as a local columnist, you guys had a good season. Was it a little bit overdone? Maybe. But, like, come on. We're freaking out over the dumbest stuff.
Yeah, I would say it was definitely overdone, especially without a question being asked after it. But that's not something like you should be calling for her to get. She shouldn't be able to get a credential. That's just absurd. That's ridiculous. Is that something that should have been said one-on-one in private? Yeah, absolutely. That's where it would have been better suited. If she would have asked a question, it would have been a better look. But that's nothing to be losing your mind over.
They have all these people like weighing in on it, right? Like, and then now all of a sudden it's like the prestigiousness of the journalism and all that other stuff. My brothers and sisters in media, that ship sailed a long time ago. And if you're just waking up to it now, I don't know where you've been. But that ship sailed a long time ago. It's interesting that this is the gripe that gets everybody upset about this behavior. People don't dress up like they're supposed to in the press box. There's a lot of fandom in the press box now. You should be cheering in the press box. That happens all the time. But this is where we draw the line. We'll talk about some of those NFL games on Sunday when we come back.
Go. Right at him. Down, though. It's a good ball, though. One foul. What do we say? Pyatt.
Tick City is absolutely in place.
Run that stupid game, brother. Thank you. Yeah, you want a shirt? That's so lame. That what? Swing like this, where's it gonna go? Left or right? Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in the pie.
I didn't ball like that a day in my life, so
yeah,
why
well,
did I start now?
Because it's a different sport, that's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as practice swing.
Your first Nabila
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball, nice ball. That's a run, tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go. Like this.
Tick City is absolutely in place.
Run that stupid game, brother. Thank you. Yeah, you want a shirt? That's so lame. That what? Swing like this, where's it gonna go? Left or right? Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in the pie.
I didn't ball like that a day in my life, so
yeah,
why
well,
did I start now?
Because it's a different sport, that's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as practice swing.
Your first Nabila
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball, nice ball. That's a run, tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go. Like this.
Tick City is absolutely in place.
Run that stupid game, brother. Thank you. Yeah, you want a shirt? That's so lame. That what? Swing like this, where's it gonna go? Left or right? Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in the pie.
I didn't ball like that a day in my life, so
yeah,
why
well,
did I start now?
Because it's a different sport, that's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he don't swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as practice swing.
Your first Nabila
10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece. Nice ball, nice ball. That's a run, tied it up. Where's my cutoff guy? That's all I gotta say. Okay, let's go. Like this. Dick City is absolutely a place.
Run that stupid game, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You want a shirt? That's so lame. That what? Swing like this. Where's it gonna go? Left or right?
Fucking foul it off.
Yeah, I'd rather do that than hit it in a pie.
Hit a ball like that a day in my life. So
Yeah,
why
well,
should I
you know,
start now?
because it's a different sport. That's why. Here, make sure you do the pull-up.
Why don't we swing like that to hit line drives?
Huh? Just hitting, spraying it. I mean, have you seen Luis Ariz swing a stick?
Yeah, he'll swing like that.
He might do that.
He does that as his practice swing.
Your first to be able to 10 teams want to sign him. Nice piece.
Like, this is the stuff I'm talking about on this. I just saw another tweet about, from another reporter, because everybody's got to weigh in and just bash this lady. I've already said my piece. The professionalism in like most of these media rooms, it went out the door a long time ago. A long time ago.
This herd mentality too is
they're all
obscene, where
it's
just
so
one person picks it up, and now all of a sudden everybody has to say something. It's like, no, you don't.
No, you
can, believe it or not, you are not the center of every conversation. So we don't have to have your opinion on every single thing. You can let one slide.
So there's a reporter. I'm going to get to this in a second, so we announced today's biggest fan. There's a reporter in Pittsburgh that weighed in, and she's all upset about it, right, too. And then somebody called her out on one of the questions that she asked, which is also dumb. So, again, it's a fine line here. And it's funny that they all, like, jumped on this woman that's been doing this for so long, when the reality is it's really not that big of a deal. But it's time to get to today's biggest fan. Congratulations to today's biggest fan. It is Jennifer Babauta? Babauta? Is that how you'd say that?
That's what the name generator came up with.
Babauta. Jennifer Babauta in San Diego. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. And you will qualify for a grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 972thefansd.com/biggest fan. Jennifer Babauta, Babauta in San Diego. You got 10 minutes to give us a call at 833-288-0973. All right. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, to me, don't throw rocks when you live in a glass house.
Especially in this era of the internet, because
they
will find something.
I bet you could find a stupid question from everybody in the media. The tough questions. I just hate this virtue signaling from people all the time. I would never do that. I ask all the important questions. Yada, 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 yada. I felt like I was quoting Toy Story there. Did you ever see that the thing?
Yeah.
The shark's got the Woody in it. Hey, I'm Woody. Howdy, 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 howdy. That's how I feel like these people are. Okay, so we have Brooke Pryor, who covers the Steelers. She tweeted this out 21 hours ago because everybody's incensed about this. Look, it's a kind sentiment, but it's not the job of a reporter to console a coach in a post-game press conference. Pressers are to ask questions to gain a better understanding of what happened or figure out what's next and do it in a limited amount of time. Michael Tracy on Twitter, I don't know what he does. He talks NC State sports on some podcast thing. There you go. He quote tweets that Brooke Pryor tweet and goes, "This is a pretty wild take from a reporter who used a press conference earlier this year to ask Aaron Rodgers about his wedding ring and then jokes she asked the tough questions." And in the original tweet that she had, because there's a video clip with it, Aaron Rodgers tells me the ring on his finger is a wedding ring and not an Aura ring. Someone's got to ask the tough questions around here. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's a tough to ask anything to Aaron Rodgers is tough.
It is. But what I'm saying is, it's like, why are we getting on our high horse about other people when everybody asks random questions. But come on.
It's
such
disgusting.
Fake outrage. Fake outrage. Like this guy on Twitter says. It's like, this is such fake outrage. Tony Poznansky. The presser was 6 minutes and 17 seconds. 3 people asked the exact same question. One person asked a question about the run that Cohen did not even understand. One person asked about Josh Allen's toughness and if he could elaborate on it. He then waited 7 seconds for any other questions. Seriously, it is embarrassing how much local journalists want to act like their job is so hard.
Josh Allen's toughness?
I'm telling you, I said it. Some reporters ask the dumbest questions, and yet they're sitting on their high horse about like, oh, God forbid she said anything about like, oh, you guys had a great year. Should she have asked the question? Probably. Should she have done this part in private? Probably. But if the entire press conference was 6 minutes and 17 seconds, and by the way, I think that this woman, who is a columnist in Jacksonville, telling the head coach that he had a good year and not to be ashamed of the good year he had is better than reporters that don't freaking listen to other reporters and ask the same dang thing that has already been answered as coaches sit there and look at him like, are you stupid?
Yes.
Are you stupid? I've already answered that question. And you get all upset. Like, people get all upset about like the Bill Belichick's of the world. Some of these coaches that can be really standoffish to reporters. But when if I gotta go up there and answer the same damn question every single time because none of the reporters listen and they're just so fixated on themselves and fixated on their own question, they don't even listen because like they're unprofessional too. I have a hard time listening to those same people complain about the fact that some columnist in Jacksonville said, nothing to be ashamed of, Coach. You guys had a great year.
Like I'm in the clubhouse all the time for post-game interviews, stuff like that. And I don't ask many questions. And part of the reason is because I'm listening to everyone else's question. And like 2 questions before I get the mic, they asked my question already. So I'm not going to just ask it again because I want my voice heard. It's because I know that's stupid. You have to listen not only to the answer, and I get you're writing things down. Some are writing things down. Like I've seen, like Bernie Wilson's down there writing things down. Some of them have their phones. Some of them have actual audio recorders. But so some of the, especially the older guys, are writing things down. So I understand when you're writing things down, it can be hard to hear and pay attention to what you're writing down and this, that. But you do have to have that sense of you're listening to everything around you. And I have heard it. I've heard it from people who are always there, are always in the media rooms.
Here's Randy Scott, who is a SportsCenter anchor. He put this out. He said he logged every question in the presser and doesn't support the second point from somebody going like, oh, you only have 10 to 15 minutes to talk to these guys. He goes, first question wasn't even a question. That's the other thing too, man. That's the other thing too about this. Have you ever listened to these press conferences? They don't even ask questions. They just say something. The first question this entire press conference, you know what it was?
How do you, today's game
take us
didn't
through
go
the
all that well.
last couple series.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a question? No, that is asking them to do something. That is a demand. Take us to the last couple series. If I get asked that question as a coach, I also coach football. If I get asked that, that's not even an ask. If I get told to take you to the last couple series, Mike, what about him?
You saw it. Mm-hmm.
What about him? Do you want me to read the play-by-play? What do you mean, take you to the last couple series? What was I thinking? That wasn't the question. You said take us to the last couple series. That was the first question. This woman was the third. It took 20 seconds. 6 questions after her, 3 were nearly identical. And the question was, what will you take from this first year? 3 different reporters asked him that question after this woman told him, you know what? Nothing to hang your hat on, Coach. You had a good year. This is why I'm not buying into the whole let's just jump on her for saying this. Oh, that's unprofessional. You know what's unprofessional? Not asking a question and giving a statement. You know what else is unprofessional? Asking the same question multiple times because you didn't listen the first time when he asked it because you're so fixated on answering your specific question. I've sit through all of these. I've sat through these at the, like March Madness is classic. I love going to the March Madness press conferences because it's all these different like local people from all these different parts of the country. And it's like, what do you, it's not even a question. I don't even know what you're asking. We got great reporters here in San Diego. It's not a knock at any great reporters here in San Diego. I'm talking about like all press conferences in general. There's at least a couple people that ask dumb stuff or they ask the same thing that was already answered because they're not paying attention. That to me is more unprofessional than this woman saying, you guys had a good year. That's why I'm on the side of her and not on the side of all of these virtuous reporters about how much better they are than this woman and they got to keep things professional. It has not been professional for years now. So let's not pretend that it is all of a sudden. And now everybody's got to weigh in, all this other stuff. And I agree. She probably should have done this in private. She probably should have asked the question after this. There's a time and the place. I get that. But the reality is there's other unprofessional things that happened in that press conference that are probably worse than what she has said.
I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest.
Huh? No, I mean, we went through all the other things that were more unprofessional.
Oh, I thought you were
listing a statement.
I thought you said I wouldn't be surprised.
Take us to the last 3 series. What kind of question is that? That's not a question. That's just a statement. That's lazy. I need some type of quote from this because this is what I wrote my article on.
And that's why, like every post-game press conference, at least especially in the NFL, has been, and college football especially now being more in depth with it for this year's show. They always start off with like a 1 to 2 minute monologue. That's supposed to answer a lot of that stuff, and then you kind of build your question. I've already said I don't listen to him.
You say the dude asking the same question over and over again. This is why Frank's too afraid. This is why Frank's too afraid to ask questions at press conferences.
I've been derailed now, but I've been derailed.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you ask questions off of the monologue. That's why. That's the thing. You ask the coach, manager starts off with a monologue, and then you ask questions off of the monologue. That's how I always saw it as happening.
I'm a firm believer in dressing appropriately in the press conference, not wearing team gear. I'm a proponent of the press box and no cheering in the press box. You're there to do a job. You're not there to be a fan.
Unless you're a local reporter, if you wear like a tiny, like a polo with the SD logo.
I feel very uncomfortable wearing Padres stuff into the press box. I feel uncomfortable doing it. I have done it before. I don't like doing it. I feel uncomfortable doing it. Like when we do our remotes, it's like they want us to wear Padres stuff. If I'm going to the press conference, I have to bring some type of change of clothes because I don't like wearing team. I don't work for the team, right? Like I don't work for any of those teams. True. I am like that's how I was. Fair. That's how I was taught. So there's no cheering in the press box.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I do get excited for just plays in general, right? I think there's nothing to be wrong to react like, oh wow, what a play by either team. Mm-hmm. But I don't like that. I don't like I think you got to respect the press box in terms of your outfit. I think you got to respect the press box in terms of no cheering. Respect these Q&As with legit questions. I mean, that's why I don't ask a lot of questions in these press conferences when we go down for the Padres. I mean, most of the stuff's already asked.
Mm-hmm.
And just because if it's already been asked, I'm not going to ask it again in a different way to just get a question in. I got what I needed. But I just feel like everybody just weighing in on this. It's interesting to me, the gatekeeping on the journalism side of things when a lot of these journalists don't even act professional in their own way, and they don't even understand the things that they are.
Do you have that
dealing with?
Do you have like that inner thought amongst you, amongst yourself, like when you're down there, you have a question for Schilt or for Stammen or whoever, And then you hear Dennis Lynn like 2 seconds before you're about to ask the question, ask the same thing. You're like, oh, you jerk.
No, if I ever go down, if I have a question, I have to have a backup just in case somebody asks it immediately. I'm like, oh, well, he asked mine. I can't. You have to have multiple backup questions ready to go.
I do. I have done that sometimes, and I've heard them all because, of course, Kevin Acee, Dennis Lynn, Cassavell, they cover the team, so they get the microphone first for the questions, especially post game, and then after that it goes to Marty, and then it goes around to anyone else who's there normally but doesn't have like exclusive coverage to the team. So like I've got like 2 or 3 thoughts in mind when I go down there, but by the time I get the mic, it's like, okay, they've asked it already. Thanks.
That was part of the first game, and I know Bennett Woods weighed in on that, and I'm kind of like I get where Ben was coming from too, because I definitely like to hold the press box to a high standard, because that's what I learned in school. But I'm on Woods and Paul's side. I just think it's just to me, it's at this point in media, don't throw rocks. You live in a glass house. I mean, there's very simple rules in the media side. Now that was from game 1. Game 2, I thought was a phenomenal game. We have a couple of minutes here to talk about that. I mean, sitting there at Tavern and seeing, like, it wasn't a Niners watch party, but it was a lot of Niners fans, some Eagles fans, and the atmosphere yesterday that Frank and I got to experience. Frank left before the end of that game. That was exciting the last couple of minutes. And that was going to be that for the first time. So now at this point, the 3 games that have happened, the team leading at the 2-minute warning ended up losing the game. You want to talk about parity in the NFL? You want to talk about games coming down to the wire? You want to talk about how this league has become so entertaining? Think about that. The 3 teams that had led the game in the first 3 games, that had led the game at the 2-minute warning, all lost. That's amazing. The Niners were looking to be the first team to prevent that from happening. I thought the Niners defense balled out. I mean, the Niners defense had guys like Garrett Wallow playing middle linebacker. Garrett Wallow's the TCU Horned Frog. I got to watch Garrett Wallow play when he was in college. Guy was a great player in college. He got drafted by the Texans. I forgot where he went. Watching Texans games, I'm like, is he still there? He ended up in San Francisco. He's like the 3rd or 4th string guy for San Francisco. They had to pick him up off the street to play in that game because D. Winters, who is the backup middle linebacker, also a TCU guy, he was out with an injury. I mean, the linebacking situation for the Niners was in dire straits. They lose George Kittle to an Achilles injury in the first half of that game. I mean, they are decimated by injuries. And I thought overall the defense played phenomenal for San Francisco. I thought Jalen Hurts was terrible. I think he has been like that for the majority of his career. He has made a couple of good throws, but overall, you look at his stat line, it is embarrassing for an NFL quarterback to have a stat line like that in a playoff game. He was not good. I didn't think Brock Purdy was very good either. He almost cost the Niners the football game multiple times, but I tell you what, Brock Purdy made a couple of throws that Jalen Hurts was unable to make in yesterday's game, and to me, that was the biggest difference. I mean, the best quarterback yesterday was Jawan Jennings. 1 for 1, 29 and a tud. I mean, he was the best guy. Brock Purdy's line was okay, but he threw 2 picks, 18 for 31, 262, 2 tuds, and 2 interceptions. I mean, you look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts' stat line is great if you're Puka Nacua. I even saw that I think Underdog Fantasy tweeted that out. Talking smack on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts put up a Puka Nacua month. The problem is he is a quarterback, and 168 yards passing is not a good day as a quarterback. He was 20 for 35, 168, didn't turn the ball over, but he only threw 1 touchdown pass. That team, the Eagles, they win games despite Jalen Hurts. They don't win games because of Jalen Hurts. They're surrounded by talent. You got A.J. Brown popping off on the sideline. He doesn't even do anything in the post game, right? He's saying goodbye to players. I mean, that's a circus in itself. But the Niners were the better team yesterday. And we said it again, right but too early. That was an Eagles team that was not built for a playoff run. They were not as dominant as they've been in the past. And here's what happens. You load up your team, you get one of the best offensive defensive lines in the National Football League. You win it by saving money at quarterback, and when you have to pay the quarterback that's not good enough to carry your team, you start to become mediocre and you'll start to be on a downward trajectory, and that's exactly what the Eagles are about to be on. It's the same thing with the Niners. The Niners were like a game away from winning a Super Bowl multiple times. They built up their offensive and defensive lines. They loaded up their defense. They built from the trenches out. They played with Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, and as soon as Brock Purdy's checks start getting bigger, which he's already signed the contract, and he has to be the guy, and you can't pay for Christian McCaffrey anymore, even though he's going up there in age. You can't pay for some of these guys anymore that have helped you. It's not going to end well. That was the story of that yesterday. That was bad quarterback play by both the Niners and the Eagles. I thought Brock Purdy made a lot of good throws there late in the game to keep his team in it, but those 2 picks were catastrophically bad. They almost cost them the game. I think it's going to be tough for San Francisco to go to Seattle and get a win over the Seattle Seahawks. They're not going to have George Kittle now. It's going to be tough sled. It's tough to win in Seattle. But I thought overall, Jalen Hurts did not play well for the Eagles. It's a big reason why they lost. I thought that was bad quarterback play on both sides, but I thought that was an exciting game. That game came down to the wire, and that last touchdown for San Francisco, that place blew the top. Tavern's roof blew off. It got so loud in there. But there's just epic football this weekend. Just epic football this weekend. We got to take a quick break. We talked about all the games. We kind of talked about the Chargers and Patriots earlier in today's contest. When we come back, Aztecs basketball over the weekend. We'll talk quickly about how they cruise over Fresno State. And could the Aztecs be finally putting things together? We'll talk about that when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, Standing Room Sports Station 97.3 The Fan. August on 97 to the Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Let's quickly talk about the Aztec game from Saturday night. Aztecs, this is part of this, this was part of the my solo night. It was great. So after the conclusion of the Bears and Packers game, which was great, it was time to lock into Aztecs basketball. Now, Fresno State is awful. They're not very good. And San Diego State really did a good job of just dismantling what was an inferior Fresno State basketball team. Just completely inferior. They win 71-52. But I think the biggest takeaway from this game was you got to see Magoon Gwath really start to hit his stride. Magoon Gwath in 23 minutes played had 18 points, was 8 for 12 from the field, 2 for 2 from the three-point line, which is great. Sophomore 7-footer. You got a 7-footer hit threes. That's awesome. 8 rebounds, 1 assist, a couple of turnovers. They get a steal, but arguably one of the best outings that we have seen Magoon Gwath so far this year. I thought the defense played extremely well. They're starting to really dive in to what has been Aztecs defense over the last 20 years under Steve Fisher and now under Brian Dutcher. And you start to look at San Diego State basketball and the climb that they're starting to make. They are starting to really settle into what was expected of them this season. Now, they got off to a disappointing start. And I think the most disappointing thing about the start the Aztecs got off to in non-conference play was the fact they lost to Troy at home and that the game against Michigan wasn't close. And the game against Arizona wasn't close. Those are the negatives of the season so far for the Aztecs. But with the win, San Diego State now 11-4 and 5-0 in Mountain West Conference play. And you start to look at where they're at in the RPI, where they're at in the net, where they're at in all the other different metrics like Ken Palm. They are moving up the leaderboard and getting themselves in a position that is like where they were expected to be all season long. Aztecs right now 65 in the net at 10-4 on the season, 5-0 in the Mountain West again, 7-1 at home this year, 2-0 on the roads, the neutral games that really cost them. But after the win, moving up a little bit in the net rankings, they're 50 in the RPI. They got the 48th best strength of schedule this year, 18th best strength of schedule, and non-conference strength of schedule. And the Aztecs have a good opportunity, as long as they can keep winning, putting themselves in a spot metric-wise that can get them in the NCAA tournament without having to win the Mountain West tournament at the end of the year. But we had some good basketball games over the weekend. But just to go back to the games for San Diego State, like there's a one impact game tonight. You're hoping Lamar wins. If Lamar wins, it boosts the rating a little bit for the Aztecs, who sit 50 in the RPI. There are a couple of spots above Iowa, Ohio State, South Florida, FAU. They're 2 spots behind Wisconsin. They're right behind Creighton and Wisconsin and Yale. And these are the metrics that you want to be good in come Selection Sunday. And the more that they win, the more likely that they will have an opportunity to get in the NCAA tournament without having to win the conference tournament. You look at their net overall with quad 1 and quad 2 games and everything like that. They are now at this point 1-3 in net quad 1 games, 0-3 in the non-conference, but they got the win over Nevada. It's still a quad 1 game as Nevada sits 75 in the net. Quad 2, they don't have a single quad 2 game right now on their resume due to teams jumping and falling and all that stuff. In quad 3, they're 4-1, and in quad 4, they're 5-0. As long as they can keep those quad 4 games undefeated, they're going to be in really good shape. Right now, 4-1 in quad 3 is not going to kill you. That one loss is to Troy. You want to hopefully Troy continues to play good basketball and can stay. They need Troy to stay in the top 160 to be a quad 3 game. If they jump higher than 76, that'd be good news for the Aztecs and make it a quad 2 game, a little bit more manageable in terms of the overall metrics for San Diego State. But I thought overall, the way the Aztecs played, they looked a lot better on defense, and it was a lot of Magoon Gwath starting to really settle in with this Aztecs basketball team. And it was a good weekend overall in college basketball. Wisconsin able to knock off Michigan the number 1 team in the country, number 2 team in the country, depending on what potential metrics that you look at. That was a big game. You had a lot of upsets, a lot of teams that are now building their resumes. And again, you look at San Diego State's rapport, their net sheet, their RPI sheet. They're right there in the thick of it when it comes to the overall metrics. Now, their next game will be on Wednesday at Wyoming. Wyoming is 88 in the net. And with that 88 in the net, that's going to be a quad 2 game for San Diego State on the road. It's a difficult quad 2 game to win, obviously, playing them on the road. But it'd be nice to get a quad 2 victory on the road. Boise State is a mess. Boise State is not helping out the conference at all, as they are now dropped to 80 in the net in terms of the net rankings, and dropped down to a quad 3 game for San Diego State. Again, you look at the schedule upcoming for the Aztecs. Again, they got New Mexico at home on Saturday. That's going to be a big game. New Mexico 41 in the net, 32 in the RPI. They need to get, hopefully New Mexico could try to sneak their way into the top 30 in the net for it to count as a quad 1 home game. If not, that's going to be a quad 2. Grand Canyon, which is a tough opponent on the road because it's hard to win there. You're not going to get the benefit, as we've talked about before, because Grand Canyon's 100 in the net, and on the road, that counts as a quad 2 game. The next quad 1 game, assuming New Mexico can't get in the top 30, as they sit at 41 right now in the net, your next quad 1 game is not going to be until January 31st, the Saturday, against Utah State, who's 13 in the net right now, at a big day against Boise State on the road. That's your next opportunity to get a quad 1 game. And then after that, Colorado State has dropped to 85 in the net. They got to be in the top 75 for that game to count as a quad 1 game. New Mexico is listed as a quad 1 game on the road at 41 in the net. And then Boise State dropped to 80 in the net is not helping things for San Diego State. So as of right now, if some teams cannot find their way into a certain metric, San Diego State's only got 2 quad 1 games left in the season to try to improve the resume. And it's against Utah State on the road, and it's against New Mexico on the road. Utah State is currently in the top 30 in the net and the RPI, but by the time you play them in February, you better hope Utah State is still there to count that game at home as a quad 1 game. Not a lot of opportunity for the Aztecs in terms of conference play to boost their resume. They're starting to play a lot better. I think they're getting a lot better. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Some news in NASCAR that Frank wants to pass along, we'll get to as well, and kind of recap the last bit of talk on the NFL and college football weekends on a Monday, leading into Gwen and Chris. And got a good game tonight. Playoff game, Steelers, Texans. We'll talk about that game to finish up the show as well on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number 1 sports station, 97 through the Fan.
Bet tonight.
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
Oh, God.
Oh, way to hit the ball in the air. Oh, sick, dude. What a great leadoff. What a great leadoff.
Yeah. You want to be mic'd up?
Oh. No, Rick. There's the Joel we know. Well, you're lucky I'm a huge target at first, dude.
Someone gassed.
Shell's got to get us in, though. We're screwed next at bat. That's not great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Zion. Are you? That is the saddest thing. Are you insane? That is sad. No confidence.
You better get a hit now.
It's like Moneyball. He's got no confidence, ugly girlfriend.
Come on, Sam.
Oh, hose him!
Oh, we got it. Can we get a first baseman that can catch? One time, Matt. Nice. All right.
Glasses on too, that's why.
Oh, damn it. Can we score some runs? Play first base. All of a sudden, it's locked down.
Who bats after Q?
I think it's the other team.
Go! Go!
damn it. Got onto that bad.
Hey, the Surprenant suck.
Come on, Chelsea.
You can play cello.
Oh, look at the throw.
Oh my God.
Oh, pick me, dude. You can't see it. It sucks.
I can't see anything.
Oh, I crawled back. Did you ask him to buy you a beer after that?
Hey.
Got us beer, dude.
Dude, you serious right now?
He did. Dude, yeah, Ethan, seriously, dude.
I know. Hey, Ethan, sit next one. You don't boo nobodies. That's what I'm hearing.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Nice ball, Matt. Nice job.
I'm the best. I'm the best.
Hey, good job. Hey, we won. Nice job. Good job.
Good game. Good game, guys. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Where do you want me to sign, sir?
They'll send it to Fox.
No, nobody makes me sign. But I'll whatever you need for your your kids or whatever, like sign ball or anything. Let me know.
You're all over it.
Bet tonight.
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
Oh God!
Oh, it hits the ball in the air. Yeah, sick, dude. What a great leadoff! What a great leadoff!
Yeah. You want to be mic'd up?
Oh. No, Rick. There's the Joel we know. Well, you're lucky I'm a huge target at first, dude.
Someone gassed.
Chell's got to get us in, though. We're screwed next at bat. That's not great.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Zion. Are you? That is the saddest thing. Are you insane? That is sad. No confidence.
You better get a hit now.
It's like Moneyball. He's got no confidence. Ugly girlfriend.
Come on, Sam.
Oh, hose him.
Oh, we got it. Can we get a first baseman that can catch? One time, Matt. Nice. All right.
Glasses on too. That's why.
Oh, damn it. Can we score some runs? Play first base. All of a sudden, it's locked down.
Who bats after Q?
I think it's the other team.
Oh, God. Go! Go!
Show Braden how to run home.
Oh, damn it. Got onto that bad.
Hey, the Surprenant suck.
Come on, Chelsea.
You can play cello.
Oh, look at the throw.
Oh my God.
Oh, pick me, dude. You can't see it. It sucks.
I can't see anything.
Oh, I crawled back. Did you ask him to buy you a beer after that?
Hey.
Got us beer, dude.
Dude, you serious right now?
He did.
Dude, yeah, Ethan, seriously, dude.
I know. Hey, Ethan, sit next one. You don't boo nobodies. That's what I'm hearing.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Nice ball, Matt. Nice job.
I'm the best. I'm the best.
Hey, good job. Hey, we won. Nice job. Good job.
Good game. Good game, guys. Good game. Good game. Good game.
That big guy's going.
Good game. Where do you want me to sign, sir?
Like where you're always.
They'll send it to Fox.
No, nobody makes me sign. But I'll whatever you need for your kids or whatever, like sign ball or anything. Let me know.
You're all over it.
Bet tonight.
Not a bad idea.
That I'll have more hits than you.
Let's do it right now.
How much you want to bet?
We'll do $5.
That's honestly the biggest news in NASCAR today. I wonder if Nikki P knows about that news. He's Frank Marchese. I'm Braden Surprenant. It's the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We're here each and every day from 10 to 2. We got Gwen and Chris coming up next. I'm sure they're going to react to the Aztecs game on Saturday as well as what was a fun NFL weekend. And get you ready for an NFL game today, which, by the way, they got a shortened show today. Because we got got Steelers and Texans.
On what?
Monday Night Football.
football.
The last one. You thought it was going to be over before this. It's the last one. Playoff. I forgot about the playoff Monday night game. Scheduling in the NFL for the playoffs are a joke, by the way. In terms of the benefit of the team to try to win a championship. It's great for us that watch football. Got another game tonight.
But money.
Yes. But now we're getting down to less and less football games. It's sad. But that means we're closer to baseball season. FanFest, July. FanFest, January 31st. See you guys there. We'll be there.
Yes, we will be.
Which means we're closer to pitchers and catchers reporting, which means we're closer to the World Baseball Classic. We're closer to the Winter Olympics is going on this year. We got the World Cup this year. There's a lot of events going on in 2026.
There are, yes.
A big 2-6. Why is that a thing now, by the way? Got World Cup and the big 2-6.
I don't know.
Everybody's saying the big 2-6. What TikTok is that from?
Oh, I have no idea.
I know we're not active on TikTok. Anyway, all right. So the news in NASCAR today, not to bore the people that are not NASCAR fans, there's two big news items. I think the Ryan Blaney news is the most important. So Ryan Blaney is a NASCAR driver. For anybody that doesn't watch NASCAR,
Son of Dave Blaney, who is a former NASCAR driver.
Who does he race for?
Penske.
The United States of America.
There it is.
Who do you play for? Who do you race for? United States of America. Get excited, man. Winter Olympics. Hopefully they fix the rink before they start. We're gonna have to play Freebird again.
We'll have an update on that tomorrow.
No, if they're gonna even do that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Ryan Blaney is a NASCAR driver, and he makes good money as a NASCAR driver. What did you think?
Series champion.
Series champion. And so, what does a series champion decide to make purchase-wise before the starts of the next NASCAR season as Daytona 500 is getting closer and closer? Frank, what do you decide to buy as a, I don't know, pet?
Well,
I guess.
Well, I was going to say, you would think maybe a stationary bike, another, like a car, maybe, No. You see, Ryan Blaney is a very, very wise purchaser.
Oh, yes. Does this appreciate in value?
I would hope so, at least. Brother bought a llama.
Okay, don't tell the name yet, but he bought a llama.
Yes.
He bought a llama.
Mm-hmm.
Just one llama?
Just an singular llama. Yes.
Did it say what he was going to use the llama for? Just he's like a companion?
Nope.
Is it his emotional support llama?
He just said, welcome to the family.
He bought a llama.
Yep.
Wow. Now, this is where I think the value of buying a llama appreciates. For all of you people around Frank and I's age, all you millennial, Gen Z kind of tweeners, mostly millennials, what is the most famous llama that we know? By the way, voiced by David Spade, who's just in town for a comedy show over the weekend. What did Ryan Blaney name his llama?
Cusco.
That's amazing. That's the best news in NASCAR today. That's the best news in NASCAR today. Cusco the llama. Cusco Blaney the llama.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Emperor's New Groove.
It's too perfect.
You know what? He probably grew up as a kid wanting a pony like every other kid does. Instead, he got a llama. I love it. No, it's not from El Dorado. Easy Money.
No.
That's a different movie. It's from Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
Cusco the llama. He was like the emperor and stuff like that. And then the witch, whatever, turned him into a llama. He drank the wrong potion or something. Whatever it is. The potion was supposed to kill him. Instead, it turned him into a llama. I haven't seen that in forever. It's probably hilarious. Probably so many adult jokes now that are like just funny.
It's not
like
even
most of the cartoons you watch where you watch as a kid and you're like, oh, this is great. And you watch as an adult, you're like, this is hilarious.
It's not even the adult jokes. It's that there are some jokes in there now that you're like, you see them so often now. And it's like, oh yeah, that's the scene that this was from. That
Hey,
kind of
I'm
thing.
Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's little things like that. What are you looking at, you hockey puck? That's so many great quotable lines in Toy Story too. Look, Ham, I'm Picasso. I don't get it. What are you looking at, you hockey puck? I bet he has a broccoli cut. I bet you he does too.
Who? Blaney? No.
No, the llama.
Oh,
He had
I
a
was going to
broccoli
say.
cut like that in the movie.
I was going to say somebody tweeted out a picture. Hold on, let me get the tweet actually here.
Cusco, poison. Cusco.
Ryan McGee, who works for ESPN, I believe it says ESPN McGee on here, says that big thanks to Ryan Blaney for leaving the 1897 spring training game between the Cleveland Spiders and Boston Beaneaters to attend today's NASCAR announcement. For those of you on Twitter, for those of you watching on YouTube, that is what Ryan Blaney looks like currently. And I would say that's an accurate
He looks like Dylan
assessment.
Cease.
Yeah.
That's basically what he looks like.
Yeah, more or less.
I'm a Huckleberry. Yeah, they have Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
Is the voice of Crunk, and he knows how to speak squirrel. Squeakity, squeak, squeak, squeak. What a great movie.
It's a fantastic.
What a throwback that I had no idea we were going to talk about today because of the fact that
fantastic movie.
Ryan Blaney bought a
See,
llama.
NASCAR is good. NASCAR is fun.
Like my Dynaco shirt today?
There you go. See that?
Love Team Dynaco. Cars. One of the best Pixar movies ever.
Yes, easily.
Cars. And the original. The second one was lazy. Let's have Mater be a spy over in Europe? What? For the Grand Prix? No, that's stupid.
And that was a fact I told you yesterday that at least I didn't think that you knew. Anchorman was originally supposed to be set in Portland and filmed in Vancouver, but because they got the money to yeah.
That's what it was in that scene for Toy Story. He's like, look, Ham, I'm Picasso.
Swine.
I don't get it. You uncultured swine. What are you looking at, your hockey puck?
But because they actually got enough funding to shoot in LA, they put San Diego as the base for Anchorman. And Anchorman got denied in 2 weeks, by 20 different film studios. And it was only because Old School was a hit that DreamWorks bought Anchorman. If Old School flopped, Anchorman is not a movie.
Isn't that something?
How about that for a butterfly knock-on effect?
I mean, the thing is with like Anchorman too, like to me with Anchorman, I'm appreciative of San Diego. They filmed the whole thing in LA though. So it's not even like there's like really scenes of San Diego. There's some like scenic stuff that they had probably, banked on B-roll. But when you meet people outside of San Diego, they always have to quote Anchorman.
Yes.
Like it's a big thing for us. I mean, I like Anchorman, but I don't need to hear like the whole what it really means in English that I won't say. Really? You stay classy, San Diego. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's the Anchorman joke again. Yeah, appreciate it. You want to quote Top Gun? I mean, we had a lot of good movies filmed here in San Diego. You want to? Nobody ever brings up Jurassic Park 2 when there's a T-Rex terrorizing the gas lamp. Nobody ever wants to bring that up. It's always the Anchorman ones.
I haven't seen Jurassic Park 2 in so long. Really? That was I didn't even know that.
Yeah, San Diego. They talk about like the big things in San Diego, the zoo, the wild animal park, San Diego Charger. That's like, remember that?
No, in Jurassic Park 2, not Madagascar.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 2.
I haven't seen it in so long.
They talk about that in when they're building, like they build the whole thing. Jurassic Park 2, they go to the Indian Island, whatever like that, and they go to like, they convince some of the guys from the first movie.
Wait,
Vince Vaughn's in the second one.
Wait, is it? Oh,
they go and they look for they think they're going to do research on the animals, but the reality is they are capturing the animals to bring them back to a dinosaur-themed wild animal park that was going to be based in San Diego. And the big attraction was
I've got to watch
capturing the T-Rex, and then they capture the T-Rex, and then it kills everybody on board a ship, which I don't know how that was possible. And then, well, I guess it's like dinosaurs and stuff. So, and then T-Rex is terrorizing downtown San Diego. You never seen that? You don't remember that at all?
No, I genuinely don't. I have to watch that movie again, apparently.
Go Aztecs. You need a longer show. You go off on tangents. The tangents are entertaining.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the game tonight. We were going to talk about. Oh no, what's the cup? What's the new?
So again, you guys are going to have
to playoff before, and now they're not doing a playoff.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to know this because NASCAR is coming here and it's starting up again very, very soon. So NASCAR has had a playoff for the last 15, 20 years now, almost. And the playoff format has changed multiple times. The most recent one was a win and you're in. And then it became an eliminator. 3 races, bottom 4 get eliminated. 3 races, bottom 4 get eliminated. 3 races, bottom 4 get eliminated. And then whoever finished highest of the 4 remaining in the final race won the championship. Stupid system that boils an entire season down to 1 race. Stupid.
All right, let's move on to
what NASCAR decided to do today was go back to the original points. The original playoff system was the chase system. So you got back in 2004, it was 10 drivers, 10 races, guy who had the most points at the end wins. Now it is 16 drivers, 10 races, guy who has the most points at the end of it wins. So for those of you like me who hate the playoffs, you still have the playoffs, but this was by far and away the best compromise you could have made for people who wanted a full season point system.
So they got 16 drivers and 10. Does that mean they're only racing 16 or are they racing everybody else?
No,
too?
everyone races.
But only 16 are in the chase.
Yeah, 16 are eligible for the championship. Yes.
Gotcha. All right. What's the NASCAR news of the day? Game tonight, Steelers and Texans. Who you got? I got the Texans. I think the Texans defense is better than what the Steelers could put together.
I have Houston tonight as well. See, that team has been on a unstoppable run. Now it'll get stopped when they play New England next week, but Houston's too white hot right now.
The problem is their offense just disappears for series. The thing is their defense has to just be able to carry the team. They're going to have to do it on the road. We'll see if they can get any. I mean, Kaimi Fairbairn's going to have a decent day, I would say, because not only the Texans have a good defense, the Steelers have a pretty decent defense too. Mm-hmm. The Steelers have really no semblance of an offense whatsoever. So if the Texans give up points on offense, they're going to be in real trouble. But aside from that, I really got the Texans against the Steelers tonight. Now, home game's going to be close, I think. Anytime you get the 4th seed, division champion at home, games are usually tight. If it's anything like the rest of the weekend that we have had, it should be a really fun game in the NFL tonight. We have had some great football games in the NFL. This will be the last Monday night game of the year. We already got some games lined up coming up for the playoffs this weekend. They have the dates for the NFL playoffs. They do not have the times yet, and I'm pretty sure that will be after the conclusion of this game. They'll start assigning times for best TV markets and deals and all that fun stuff. So Rams and Bears will play each other in the playoffs over the weekend. Next weekend, that game will be on January 18th. That'll be next Sunday. Broncos got the Bills. Seahawks got the Niners. Those games will be on Saturday, and the Patriots will await the winner of Texans and Steelers for the Sunday game. So 4 games of the weekend. National Championships a week from today. Mm-hmm. We will continue with more Padres stuff tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. For Frank Marchese, I'm Braden Surprenant. Braden Surprenant Show signing off. Heading you on to Gwen and Chris. San Diego Summer Sports Station 970 The Fan.